I just realized that they're like they're alphabetically coordinated.
Flying feline and frog G. Very nice.
I need an FH.
FF and FG. Yeah, I was saying what they were. Woodrow, why did you change your pictures here while I...
Because
Very
this is the true representation of me.
It's very distracting.
Isn't it, though?
It is haunting. It's like Freddy Krueger.
Hello,
fucked
fellow
the
students.
Topographical map of Utah.
I don't know if it's that bad, but...
It's from Deadpool, Shay. Don't take it as a personal attack.
Personally offended.
Yep. As the only Utah on panel. Very offended.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we can't all be from Tatooine.
That's actually really legit.
That's pretty accurate.
I can't even be mad at that. Like, yeah, pretty much. So how is everybody, Sai? How are you?
Awesome.
I was trying to
This
say
tethering
so
is
in case your
gonna
internet
work.
sucked.
No, it's
I'm
gonna
sure
work.
tethering's gonna work. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Luke left, so my tethering is awesome. How are you, Shay?
It almost made me spit up Jello, so I'm doing
I was gonna
good.
say, is that Jello you're
Jello in the sinuses is a great way to start the evening.
Oh no, it almost came just straight back out the mouth.
That's not how you do Jello shots, babe.
I know. No, I'm doing okay. I'm really fucking tired. Like I don't know why. But this weekend's activities and getting back as late as I did for some reason just really fucking took it out of me, and I've yet to recover. Plus, you know, I just came back from co-ed volleyball in like totally unconditioned, unair conditioned warehouse setting. So.
Yeah, that seems like a human rights violation. I'm just
It was
saying.
fantastic. I totally almost passed out on the third game. We ended up losing the third game. Go figure. We all four of us were like, we're fine. We're so fine. And we lost and we're like, we weren't fine.
We're dying.
Mm-hmm.
So real quickly, hello Cement Shoes, who is on someone else's channel watching.
Oh, yeah, mine. What's up, Cement Shoes?
I'm like, why isn't it popping in my YouTube chat, motherfucker? And then I noticed the little chain link above it, and I'm like, oh. Oh.
Well, I saw the thing in the private chat. If you want to, restream to the blah blah blah. Yeah.
No, that was me talking about screen sharing.
We're doing screen share, but
for
that's
our
good
map,
too.
Or
No.
Shay for our music.
Totally misread that.
Fuck you! I forgot I normally do music. Why are you ruining the illusion where I forget until the last 20 minutes of the stream?
Because I was trying to turn over a new leaf.
Well, we're trying to be professional.
Is that what we're doing?
Oh my!
Okay.
Wow.
After 47 episodes, huh? Okay, you didn't want to wait until 50 to start?
I didn't get the memo. I didn't know.
No, this is season 2. We're supposed to be professional from the start.
Oh, okay.
It was season 1 that was the designated cluster.
Look, at least I had my whatever character sheet open.
Do you have your dice?
Did you have your dice? Well, there you go.
Your die.
My one big one. Hold on, see if it likes me today.
You wasted it.
Yep.
Save it.
Can that be my first roll? Whatever.
Doesn't matter what it
happens,
is. Doesn't matter what we're doing. That's the first
I just want that to
roll.
be my first one.
Uh-huh.
It's just really.
No.
Shut up!
No.
It's my first roll, would you?
It's not how that. It's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
Be like, yeah. So you're gonna want to roll really low for this. Be like, fuck.
Yeah, right.
One time, damn it! Shit.
Well,
One time.
Mm-hmm. That's how that goes.
Then you roll the electronic one first.
I know, right? Those ones hate me. Luke.
Yes.
Glad to see me back safe and sound.
Yes, I am back in Florida. Yay!
Yay!
Fucking Florida. You sound so happy about that.
Back in the USSR. Don't know how lucky you are.
I spent today unpacking stuff and doing yard work and trimming the vines.
I don't unpack.
Hmm.
I just
Hey, at least the condo's done.
Yes. Thank fuck the condo is done. I don't know that I could continue working on that thing. I was done.
Oh, look at Feline. Feline is so cute.
Boo.
Boo. His.
Yes.
He left too soon. I wasn't sick of him yet.
Yeah, I figured I'd, leave before that happened.
The inevitable GTFO had not occurred yet. So.
Nope.
You know what?
Nope. Figured I'd avoid that.
You can do some more condo work. You just need a couple of Perrin tablets.
Let's get you some Purin tablets.
No.
Fucking hell, The Birdcage is the best movie ever. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm good.
What?
Fucking love that movie. Woodrow, how have you been?
Good. Just John Wick 4 dropped the other day, so I've been watching that like a million times. It's been pretty good.
That explains the eyes.
Staring at the screens too long.
There's so much action.
Looking here, there, and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta find all those Easter eggs.
I have only seen the first John Wick movie. I have never seen any of the other ones.
You should fix that.
3 was the guy in the desert, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
And
why not?
And the hotel fight, right?
This isn't gonna be enough.
I think there's a couple hotel fights.
Or Winston's just chilling in the vault.
Yeah.
Okay.
The big one, yeah.
There we go.
Yes, definitely.
Let's see how long this is good for.
We need exciting investigation music while, we look through the base for...
This is called Electro Nostalgia. You get what you get. It's gonna play through 31 tracks.
This is the music and you will deal with it, damn it!
Adapt your play to match the music.
Oh, we could do like
I know
an
we're
improv
supposed to
scene
be
where we have-
fighting, but this feels like I would be jamming, so I'm not gonna
Everyone starts
fight.
dancing.
Oh my gosh, it's like in Ratchet and Clank. You have the disco gun.
That's
You're
a
like-
real spell.
I was thinking gun fu and equilibrium, just set to music.
Oh my gosh. All right, are we ready to do a recap and figure out what the fuck we're gonna do today?
Jesus, Jello and cheese.
Will you leave me
Ew.
alone? I'm trying to get protein. I almost passed the
I'm
fuck
so
out.
I'm not saying a word.
Coffee is good.
I hate you.
Hold on, let me take a drink. Wash that memory out of my brain.
No.
There we go. Alright. Last time on Dice Teams and Dudes, the party was ambushed by Gorn, a bloodthirsty orc bounty hunter with a vendetta, but they were able to turn the tide against him and his red cap allies. With Gorn seemingly in a tactical retreat, the party was free to help the rebels exterminate any of the remaining ego hive mind influenced. After the fight, Tarn requested help from Dis to free the mind of his old battle companion using their elven psychic trance. The process destroyed the mind of Tarn's friend, but Dis was able to bring them back from the brink of death with her growing clerical abilities. Shortly after the mind meld, Kronos and Bryn arrived after their rest. With
You said clerical abilities, and I'm like, I'm a secretary, you son of a bitch.
Hey, they're growing clerical abilities, so eventually you'll be like the secretary to the CEO, So
Oh, wow. So I'll be Kathleen Kennedy, thanks.
Moving on up.
We can blame you for Star Wars then. Good.
Wow.
It's going to be 12 rays in the next movie. That's it.
So last we left off, Kronos and Bryn had just finished their rest on the other side of the base with Esra, and we're bringing over Vishmal wrapped up like a present to Korgak.
Wait, we rested?
Yeah, you guys got a short rest.
Oh.
And you're
Short.
going to be able to get a
short
long
rest.
rest before anything happens, so you can mark a long rest if you want. Because you're basically going to be just chilling. So.
Yeah.
Oh, we can hit long rest. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, because you guys are essentially, I don't think you're going anywhere from this base. So.
Take a long rest. Yay!
Never seen so many dots disappear from my fucking sheet at one time before. Literally
Go!
Resources.
every spell slot.
No wonder I
as you
couldn't
guys
find
arrive-
long rest. I'm not signed in. Thanks, D&D Beyond.
You're welcome.
Oh, Woodrow, are you gonna share maps?
There's not a map to share at the moment, but I can share
Okay.
this one.
I just wanted to make sure so I didn't like try to change us to
Yeah.
Epidemic Sound.
You're good. You're
I mean, I could. We could all stare at the playlist.
good. But right now I'm just sharing this as shit, so you're not technically right there. But
Okay,
as
well, we can.
Kronos and Bryn arrived with Vishmal, and Korgak was sort of sitting there shaming Jutal when we last left off after Dis did the mind meld. He sees you guys approaching and walks over, and he sort of casts a spell as you put Vishmal down, and he looks up to Dis and Esra and kind of says like, I thank you for your mercy in using these poisons. I don't know if it is a dishonor for you in your way to not kill him, but I appreciate it. And he sort of bows and casts another spell, and you see Vishmal sort of snap out of the poison, but he's been tied up because you guys had tied him up. And Korgak sort of sits him up and goes, shh, no, you are only alive because I seek something. Why did you leave your chief in battle? I'm only looking for an explanation so that you may die with a shed of honor in that still beating heart of yours. And Vishmal sort of looks up at him, looks at Bryn, and says, I was trying to restore your son's honor from that brute of a woman. And Korgak looks over at you, Bryn.
Hold on. He says that, and I make sure that I just tighten the little bow that I had made sure was there after all of the actual. I just tighten the bow a little bit, and then I go.
Korgak.
I had to add
sort of
flavor.
laughs. no, it's good. Yeah, he
I smile
laughs
proudly
and,
up at Bryn, and I reach up and put my hand on her shoulder since she's so much taller than me. You hear that, babe? You're a brute.
I light a smoke.
He smiles and laughs and kind of goes, and who put that thought into your head, Vishmal? This Gorn character I've heard of? I know your mind doesn't think enough, doesn't think enough to come up with his own ideas, even idiotic ones. Let me explain honor to you before you pass, so that when the gods ask this question of your spirit, you may have an answer that satisfies them. Listen well. This brute, as you call her, has more honor in the fingers that grip her axe than you have ever known in your entire life. Not every answer is a fight. The smartest of our kind prefer to leave it as a last option. One that leads to great salvation only because of the sacrifice of putting one's body before something greater. And then,
Aww.
I said backwards, putting something greater before one's body. I'm throwing my bad. Just like the, but he then gives you a ceremonial orcish blade, and then he goes, "Will you do me the honor for all the trouble my clan has caused you?" And he sort of like bows, and it's basically like an orcish greatsword. It's just ceremonial in nature, made for like beheadings, essentially.
That is so sad. I have to behead the dude.
You behead the dude that
if you
betrayed us.
choose to, yeah.
Ah.
And not necessarily in your tribe. Your tribe does more of like the blood eagle stuff, but this for them is kind of like the Bushido code, the warrior code.
Yeah.
So while she's getting the heft and balance of this sword, I'm just gonna take a little writing implement and dotted line around this guy's neck in the exact spot that would be best to aim for. Being an assassin and all.
Horrible. Thanks, babe. So if I
Well, you could use that natural 20 if you want.
Yeah, it was actually a 19, but it was still good.
Oh, 19. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't
Alright,
you have
yeah.
brutal criticals or whatever? To where you crit on a 19?
No, that's a fighter ability.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah. Alright. So I
Okay.
cut the
So if you
playing
choose to, he sort of just kneels and leans his head down, sort of looks up at you, waits for you to take the swing, and when you do, Korgak essentially takes his power armor off of him and kind of moves it towards you, and then drops the hammer on top of it, and then pulls something off of his power armor and hands it to you, Bryn. And it's all on your sheet, but it's basically a gravity maul, and then it's Vishmal's power armor. And you can we could start customizing your power armor, because you haven't really done much to it. You just have like typical elven stuff with a battering shield that you guys bought at some point. But his armor has some interesting design implements you might like. Like it's got internal dock injectors, so you can fill it with health potions, so that when you hit, when you take damage, you can use your reaction to heal instead of having to use bonus actions to heal on your turn.
Yes.
And there's other things. So when you get back, you can have not Osnia, but Lycia customize your armor.
Okay.
And then he gives you like a piece of power armor equipment that is a Magitech, and then essentially it is, I think it's called like no step infiltration or something. I can't remember exactly what I called it, but it allows you to cast Pass Without a Trace. So before you guys start like a stealth type mission, as long as people or you guys are in a group close to each other, you can give everyone a +10 to their stealth while you concentrate on that spell. And people can't find you unless they're using magic. They have to use magic to be able to find you. Like they can't just use their skills, because you don't leave footprints and shit. So
Deal.
Nice.
Super helpful.
Like that.
Right.
That's not for use when you have gas.
I mean, silent but deadly all the way, right?
There will still be a trace.
Uh-huh.
No, there won't be. That's part of the magic.
Not unless you can't, not unless you use magic to try and track us, and you see a really rancid green swarm.
Use find object, but don't detect person. Detect fart.
No, I'm gonna use
Gaseous
detect evil.
explanation. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Oh my gosh.
So essentially, the people, the rebels, and everyone report back to you, Dis, over the comms, and saying that they weren't able to find this Gorn character. They're not exactly sure where he went. They're also beginning to basically do what they came here to do, which is strip it of stuff for their rebellion. If you guys want to
Get
try and
everything.
find some stuff, go ahead and roll investigation checks. And Kronos, you have advantage because of your goggles. Bryn, you can assist this if you want, or roll your own. It's up to you.
Do you want me to assist? I guess you want
No
me to
need on this
assist.
one. So thank you for setting up the nat 20 at the beginning of the game. 33 for investigation.
33. Okay. Kronos, what'd you get?
Investigation, that is 18 plus 11. That's 29? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, 29. And Bryn?
This is Bryn is very busy looking at all of her new shit because I rolled a 2
Oh, okay.
and I have a 0 on investigation, so I got a 2.
So with a 30 and a 29, with the combat, like the combined search of you guys, you get. Let's see, where's my dice?
I object, sir. It is a 33.
Oh, 33. Sorry. I stopped counting after 30, so.
Squirrel!
Yeah.
That is exactly.
There's a squirrel in your armor.
That's-
Holy shit! No wonder he was twitching all through that battle.
Bryn is like, oh, look at all the things. Everyone's like, Bryn, did you notice anything? Like,
squeaker,
huh?
squeak, squeakum.
So in the where the prisoners are. Each of you, after splitting it, get 4,200 gold to add to your cash. This is from all of the credits that have been collected from the people in the holdings, because you guys go through and actually investigate it a little more. And Dis, with your 30 plus, you get a you find a disintegration rifle on top of that, similar to the one that Esper uses.
Nice.
How randomly ironic that was what I told you I was looking for last round.
That's
Funny how fate works out that way.
I think you said neck rifle. Like, weren't you talking about? Didn't Kronos bring up his neck rifle?
Yeah, I have. I picked up the neck rifle, but I didn't use it because I didn't know what it was going to do to me.
What was the one that Sassafras was using?
You mean
that's the disintegration rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, did I find neck or disintegration?
The disintegration.
I found the neck. You found the disintegration.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the point. We need to just line up, put like a wall 40 feet in front of us. Maybe. No, we shouldn't use the decapitated body. They would cry.
Yeah, let's not
Can we
desecrate
not
the corpse.
a corpse? Thank you. Thank you.
We can go do what we're good at. We can go make some more corpses.
Well, also you get someone put on your sheets base resources and put armor.
Go Dis.
Well, I think Kronos is getting. I think Luke's getting.
Okay. All right. Armor.
Not Brent.
For base resources, armor, and then put times 20.
Base resources. Armor times 20. Got it.
Okay.
Is there anything left of these fighters? And by fighters, I mean ships.
No, the fighters are getting taken by the rebels. The rebels
Frog G.
No, I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
No, you can't have that corpse. We have corpses at home.
But Bran!
Glad to be of assistance, Feline.
Yeah.
Got you.
Uh-huh. Can
It is
eat the
delicious.
string cheese and type on your clacky keyboard. Clackada, clackada, clackada. Yeah,
I
she's
was,
got a clackety keyboard as well.
I may or may not have been looking for a fighter to test my gun on, but if we're taking them, that's fine.
I was looking for somebody that was trying to start shit so I could shoot them. Yeah, that's we hear you.
I feel like there's gonna be.
I didn't mean like the class fighter. I meant like a ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ships are unmanned. If the unmanned ship is trying to start shit with me,
Yeah.
are we?
They don't care about the base. They just want the whatever they can scrounge from it for their resources for the rebellion.
Oh, okay. Hey, are we taking any of the air defense batteries from the gun towers?
So the rebels are, yeah.
Well, that's us.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. You seem pretty... Now all of a sudden you're...
I'm not sure you're following me here.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's the whole reason why the rebels wanted this base. Is so they could get the resources.
Oh, I thought they didn't like the base.
Remember.
It's fine.
I don't remember shit, please.
All right, a wall that's not a gun tower,
Yeah,
and
you
that's
can
not
find
going to
some inner
collapse the
walls.
hangar.
I love listening to Dis have to rules lawyer which wall they're gonna shoot this at. Like
I'm making
one
sure I
that-
don't piss anybody off.
that one that'll collapse on all of us and kill us after all our hard work.
Not the one.
Yes, I'd like
Brandon's
to avoid that,
standing on
please.
The other side of.
Let's see where I can add this in your inventory because this.
By the way, babe, congratulations on graduating from the pinky to the pinky and the ring finger in the air.
Will you leave me and my drinking alone? I'm gonna go get a fucking beer after this.
But yeah, it does 3d8 plus your dex in force damage, not radiant damage. And then it has an extra little ability. I'm currently making it, so I think I found a way to actually like make it in the...
Oh, cool.
It was giving me problems, but I think this will work. It's just a laser rifle. No. But 3d8 force damage. It's essentially you like the pulse rifle that you have, except it does the force damage, and then it can disintegrate a section. I think it's like a 10-foot block of like a wall or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's to create.
Just to kind of stick the bee in your bonnet. Consider how much depth you want to give that. Like how thick of a wall it will disintegrate, because knowing me, it will come up. So
yeah, it's a 10-foot cube portion.
Oh, a cube. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, 10 foot in, 10 foot up, 10 foot everything. It's
nice.
It's in the rules.
Hey guys, I have a digging tool now. So.
Yeah. Well, Kronos had a digging tool, but it was just for dirt.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't super effective. I mean, it would take a little while, but it would do the
Put that ring on your rifle, and you'll be able to take care of all earth columns, no problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we've run into so many of those.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll like the other benefit when you hit something with this rifle. It can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. So if you get someone who's like really fast and fucking you up with this crazy reaction, you can kind of lock them down with this gun. Even though it doesn't do like the most damage, it's just kind of like a regular laser rifle or whatever. But
nice.
I'm gonna see edit your sheet right now. We'll find it. But yeah, so basically you guys start taking apart the rebel base and get what you guys want, and the orcs are getting ready to take, like the Brothers of Bone are getting ready to take the Red Caps back to Terrace in that ship, the slave ship that was docked on the Dreadnought. And then Sudak and Esra are going to basically hitch a ride back with you to the Rebel base, if you'll allow them to.
That's fine. Like I said last game, though, I want to really check out any ships that touch down here to make sure there aren't stowaways.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a investigation check. Did I save it?
20. Oh, shit.
Okay. So you go through and you're just checking everybody's ship, essentially, right? Like on the Dreadnought?
Yeah. Sensors and scanners.
Yeah, okay. So of all the ships that are part of the rebellion, and you can find in the area that they're within range of your sensors, the signature of Gorn does not pop up.
Scurvy shyster bastard. Ran.
Well, you guys act like there's not teleportation technology in this universe. It's just hilarious, but
I'm just making sure.
It's just hilarious how dumb y'all are sometimes.
No, it's not that. It's just funny. People forget that enemies can use all the same things you can.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So yeah, it should be on your sheet now.
We don't have long-range teleporters yet, so...
Kronos can teleport anywhere he can think of. That's in the same plane.
I mean, that is true.
Basically, yeah.
You can?
Yeah. It's teleportation.
Bastard.
I get one of those. One.
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah. One per long rest. So yeah, I saved that for when we're
trouble a couple times.
Yeah, I saved that for when the shit has hit the fan, gone through, and hit it again.
That's some bendy shit.
Uh-huh. I mean, the carnage and chaos we seem to find ourselves in most of the time, it's usually a good thing that I've held on to it.
I would agree.
Are you going to test your rifle before we leave?
Me?
Yeah.
I wanted to take a look at it to see, do an investigation check on it and see what I glean from looking at it before I actually try to shoot it.
And yes, Woodrow mine's there. Thank you.
Okay, cool. And yeah, the only thing is it does force damage instead of radiant, but I can't change that little fucking that symbol or whatever. So you're specifically looking over the technology of the necrotic rifle?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. As you're going over it, you realize that the technology is pretty simple, but there's actually, it's not Magitech, but there is an aspect to it that is kind of ethereal. So go ahead and give me an Arcana check as well.
An Arcana check? Okay. Mm-hmm. I got a 28 for the investigation.
Oh, nice. So yeah, it works very similar to a normal pulse rifle or a disintegration rifle in terms of functionality. Mm-hmm. But where it draws its energy source is kind of a mystery. That's sort of the ethereal part. And there's parts of it that mechanically resemble Bryn's BFG, but not anywhere near the extent of what Bryn's gun is capable of doing.
There can only be one! Sorry.
Yeah, just in terms of how it draws its energy, that's the only thing that has any sort of similarity.
After we actually really take our rest, I can cast Identify on it. If you need any of that, Luke. Kronos.
Okay. Let's see. I was doing the Arcana. Got a 17. I got a 17 for the Arcana.
17 for the Arcana?
Yeah, 14 plus 3. Yeah.
Let me see what level this spell is.
And I heard you diss. I will probably take you up on that.
Nice. That is enough to know this spell. It's a 6th level spell. So with the 17, you've heard of it. Some people call it a magic jar. Some other people call it a soul jar. This, and you said you got a 28 on the investigation.
Yes.
So this weapon is actually dysfunctional. There's something dysfunctional about the soul jar that's powering it. You've never seen one this small. It may be experimental tech or faulty in some way, but it does something about it gives you a very sinister vibe.
All right. Very glad I didn't try to start using it. Sinister vibe. Great. So I'm guessing the power source. Does the power source look like it would draw from the user?
No, it looks like it's a. So you would, with knowing what the spell is specifically, it looks like there is a human soul bound, like a dead human soul bound in the gun.
Oh shit!
But done improperly.
Damn.
You don't think so? With the 28, you don't think the gun will hurt you when you use it, but you don't think the gun will work as intended.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this thing back to Perry and have him look at it before I go pulling the trigger. All right. As a matter of fact, I'll send Perry a picture of this.
So he's on the dreadnought with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll walk over to it and show it to him then. Didn't realize we were back on the dreadnought yet.
Let's see. Yeah, I assume you guys with searching the base, you guys are essentially just on your way back to home base at this point. So
nice.
Let me roll for him. 17 on the die. That's going to be very high with his specialties. So he looks at it and he goes, "Ooh, oh dear, this is quite interesting."
Yeah, you're all about soul
Well-
magic, aren't you?
Someone used a soul jar to an energy source to harness energy from. They did it improperly. I don't think this will kill someone as effectively as it was meant to. This will more, how do you say, knock a few years off their life. Like drinking soda.
Hey!
Slurp soda.
Rude.
Hey, I drink soda all the time. It's okay.
I feel
That's a fact.
particularly attacked right now.
Black coffee. Oh yeah.
Like half the crew just turned to Perry. Hey,
Hey.
Kronos has that unlimited soda fountain on his ship.
Don't knock our slurm.
Kept drinking it right up until my third heart attack.
At first, you don't succeed.
But yeah, he tells you that this one, he could improve the design, and it would do, it would be like similar to what Dis just found, a disintegration rifle, except instead of disintegrating, it just does necrotic damage. So it's just like it just destroys the smallest one, and when they're hit with it, they can't heal until the start of the next turn.
Okay, so kind of like my Kirby Crackle tattoo.
Yeah, it's actually similar. It draws from a similar source. Yours from your own soul. This seems to be from a poor soul who died a long time ago.
I thought
instead,
Kirby drew
this
from
will not-
Kirby. That'd be cool.
No, this instead of doing that, it will the defective version knocks 3d8 years off of someone's life when you hit them with it. And if you get them to the extent of their racial lifespan, each time they're hit with the gun after that, they have to make a Constitution save or die.
Holy shit! So
Jeez.
3d8 years when hit. Is Woodrow breaking up for anybody else, or is it just me?
Yeah,
You're
a
all
little
breaking
bit.
it for me, so.
What about now?
All right. That was a little bit better.
Keep talking.
My computer might be about to shit the bed or something.
Uh oh.
No!
Good
No!
thing you're not sharing the map.
He's sharing the map. It's just backstage right now.
Yeah, it's backstage.
It's not. Yeah. We'll be okay. We'll be okay, guys. We got this. We can keep rolling.
Everything will be fine.
It's fine. Everybody stop stressing.
No, it'll be cool. It'll just turn into a bomb eventually. It's just like a time session of D&D. It's really cool.
I feel
Yes.
like we're gonna have to like crowdfund you getting a not shitty computer.
Well, as soon as I'm done paying for interiors, I'm going to start putting all the money I pay out of each check for interiors and just straight towards a laptop fund. Because I don't want to drop that money on a laptop just yet. Not a laptop, I mean
Yeah.
a PC.
A couple more sticks of RAM will do you good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RAM is always helpful, especially when using Chrome.
If
I
you've
know
got
that
space.
Not on this one, but I'm going to buy something that's just a huge tower that I could deck out.
Mm-hmm.
Just use it for streaming and shit. But yeah, so you guys have
Get a bunch of hard
figured
drives.
out- yeah. You guys have figured out how the weapons work that you found. It is actually kind of interesting. You got the money. That's all done. Kronos. When you check
Yes.
the signals on your computer, just kind of like checking to see, every now and then you kind of check up on the Manos positioning ever since that fight, because
Yeah.
the pings were. The pings really haven't changed ever since that interaction with Manos at that club, and you guys basically destroyed one of his like simulacrums. You have noticed that there is a sort of stable signal coming from Osteroth, which is a void elf space station way at the far end of the galaxy, and then or the solar system. And then there is one that's coming from a similar location to where you guys were with the dragon fight on Terrace, where you guys had summoned the Beholder and all that, and gotten your first pieces to the like planar travel and all that. You guys, when you rip down that tower with your tractor beam, that summoned the beholder. So that's another signal is coming from there, but it's more staticky, and every now and then it kicks on pretty powerfully, but then it kind of shits back down, and it goes into some more of like a stable, a dormant phase, and then there'll be like every now and then it'll come up not strong, but be like kind of staticky and not sound, and then it'll disappear again, and it kind of goes back and forth between those two things.
Is that and that's on Terrace, or is that on
That's
both
on
of them?
Terrace.
Okay,
That's just Terrace.
but the
yeah.
signal on Osteroth is
It's mostly stable. It'll shut off every now and then,
okay.
but just for a moment, and then it comes back on, and it's always stable when it's on.
Does it dropping off Osteroth correspond with it getting more stable on Terrace?
No. They seem to be independent of each other, whatever's going on at each one.
There's fun stuff going on.
Also got...
Is Terrace still High Elf Central? Are they still all over that place?
No, that was
Because of the beholder?
Felondir. That's not Terrace.
Oh.
Terrace is like the human, Leonin, Minotaur, sort of like the barbarian world.
Oh, okay. Where did we fight where did we get struck by the beholder and we fought the dragon? I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that was on Terrace. But the elves have all retreated to Felondir a while ago. They've had a barricade around their homeworld for a bit, so they're not around Terrace.
Okay. I asked them if they, if you guys want to check these out. At some point, we need to get back to the base and find out, drop all this stuff off.
Well, yeah, you need to get back to the base and actually have your long rest.
Yes, that
Hasn't
too.
been 8 hours yet, yeah.
Also,
But-
I'd like to ask Perry, based on current readings, well, Perry and Bach, how long do we have left on this universe?
Yeah.
That's not a calculation we can make.
Guess.
We would just be pulling out of our ass. We have no idea. There's no way to calculate when this will fizzle out of existence. We don't know how to figure out what Manos is doing, this Manos character you speak of, because they have never seen him. And
Right.
then you guys don't even know when this is going to happen, and you guys have way more knowledge than they do, so I don't know how the NPCs in this world are supposed to answer that question.
Is the physical universe, say, breaking up at all along the edges?
Yeah. Is it starting to deteriorate?
Shrinking? Like a warp bubble in TNG? Or,
No, it's just the Manos code is stitching away at the fabric of it, and it's stitching it into the ethereal realm. That's what you found. Because it's trying to bring it from one plane of existence that's thought into a plane of existence that's material. There's nothing breaking. Manos is trying to pull what's here to the material for some reason.
Once we get our long rest in, I'm thinking Terrace should be a place we check out, because that's a staticky connection, but it could be I don't know. That club was like an anchor, and we kind of we disconnected that one. So maybe if we go check out this other place, it's another anchor that has a more tenable connection. We sever that one, and fuck up his plans even more.
all right, let's head back to the base.
All right, if you want to share a map, you can.
I'm getting there.
I got it.
Yeah, no worries.
That was the wrong thing. I hit add to stream.
Sure you did.
I share music. Okay, sorry.
Do music.
Control nostalgia. As you guys get back, it's a weird scene. It doesn't look exactly like it did when you guys left. It's kind of odd. So the first thing, Kronos, you do before you even get out of the hangars, kind of just like run a scan, and you can see that the game code has been modified, but it's not Manos code. It's something else. And the base doesn't look like it's been completely remodeled. It just looked like it's been updated, and things have been added to it. And when you guys kind of get off in the hangar, you can see that the doors are open to both box lab, and you can hear all the Kirby's talking over each other in there, and a couple sighs coming from there. You can hear up in the the lounge. A lot of the people who have gotten off the like Stellar ship with the barbarians from the battle, and then the rebels who were here, like Fashish and Teskin, and some of the people who weren't necessarily fighters or who were doing something else, are kind of all sitting around. You can see that the crew of the Death Spider is sitting at the bar, and Pilot is basically serving everyone drinks. You see him like walking drinks to people's tables. Bisk and Gorza arrived at some point while you guys were fighting, and you can see that the bounty hunters are sitting at a table with him. Asher sort of walks past you and sits down with him. You can see Kirby is playing some kind of like in the armor, like in the cat suit. He's sort of hooked up to an arcade, and next to him you see Itham and Ravix, which are the tattoo NPCs you guys met in Persine. They're also playing a game right there, which I believe, let me see if I can find the games they're playing, but I think it's like Einhander or something weird, but it's just ironic you guys are looking and you're seeing NPCs in a video game playing a video game. It's just kind of an odd sight. And then you could see Nozarka, Abella, and Lycia, the armorers in the ship hand, basically playing pool. Enar walks past you with Sudok, and then you can see that Enar is like obsessed with some rifle that Sudok has that he was using in the battle, and they're going to shoot it in one of the other hangars. Bach basically gave them permission to set up a shooting range in the top hangar where the Death Spider is. But essentially, everyone seems to be having a good time, and you can start to smell food coming from the kitchen: baked bread, baking fish, all kinds of meats. And when you go in there, you can see Silvar, Teskin, and Simbo are in there starting to make dinner. They've pulled some things from the garden and are preparing a nice little meal. But as things continue, you guys get your long rest in, and you have the base and time to do with what as you see fit. If you want, Bryn, you can start looking over the armor in your inventory and just kind of decide what you want to move over, or make notes if you want, like what you want your power armor to have. The only two things that won't cross over is there's the Elven design and the Orcish design. They won't cross over. So if you take like the Orcish angular armor design, it takes away from the Elven armor's ability to go underwater and have like a water speed, but it has its own benefits. So just decide which you'd rather have, and we can customize that later.
Okay.
Hey, Kronos, you might want to spend some time given that hourglass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know from the Judge of Time, there's just under 3 days left from your guys' best guess, which you assume is a good one.
Yep. Where is Suzaria?
She's actually landing a little before you. She's up here in the like the garden area.
I'll go up into the garden area and compliment her on the nice work. This is pretty impressive what you've made here. Is the rest of the base different to you, or is this just me?
Oh,
looks like the
it's
code's
a little
different.
I wouldn't know exactly about that. But there's definitely been some changes. My garden didn't look like this when I left. I did plant a lot of these, and I had started to enchant them and embolden their growth, but I kind of didn't expect to see this when I came back.
Huh. So it just
yeah.
jumped exponentially?
Yeah. You could say that. And she's sort of looking, when she has her hand out at this plant, you can see that there's like this big sort of hedge that's growing around. There's all these different fruits and stuff growing off it, but there's also these big sort of Venus flytraps that come off of it. And they are sort of like interacting with Suzaria as she puts her hands out. They seem to be like, have some sort of sentience to them almost. There's all kinds of stuff. There's 2 trees in here that house some of the ants that you left on the base for the garden. Have these 2 trees. They're not the same tree you have. These are just like kind of like normal trees. But there's a beehive in one. There's butterflies in here. It's kind of crazy. When you come in here, you don't feel like you're on a space station. But yeah, there's like any sort of food resource you would need, you can kind of find here. It is grown.
This is fantastic. These Venus flytraps are not like the carnivorous, blood-soaking plant that we fought in the jungle.
No,
are they?
I wouldn't plant a corpse blossom here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't
man
expect
eaters,
you to.
They've been awakened. They're docile. They know to only eat the butterflies and insects. Also,
Awesome. Yeah.
this is a nice little ecosystem. She takes you to the dark room and she shows you the sort of the underdark environment. And there's one of these rows where she goes, this is, I think it's called a corpse melon. Yeah, so a corpse melon. She says, this is actually what we can feed some of these plants too, so make sure that they're getting enough food. She drops one in one of the plants in the planters in the underdark area. There's sort of, in each one, there's this big sort of purple kind of glowing plant. When she walks up to it with the corpse melon, it sort of opens and she rips it apart and puts one in, a piece of it in one, and then another one. And she goes, these are interesting plants. They enrich the soil that they're planted in, allowing other things to grow. It's a nice little ecosystem. It's good to see that it's blossoming here.
Yeah. It'll definitely be helpful, especially when we're transporting this place to the next universe. Keeping everybody
She kind of looks
fed.
at you. Yeah, she kind of looks at you when you say that. She goes, "Do you think that'll work?"
I mean, Perry and Kirby Steve seems pretty confident about it. They've been working hard on it, and we found some information. There might be we might need to go find more information about Manos and his anchors. Very strange game universe this is, and it's
So
getting weirder. It seems.
You're confident that you'll be able to find your way out?
Yeah. I fucking hope so. Anyway, I don't want to be stuck here.
Mitch kind of grabs your hand and says, I don't really want you to be stuck here either. I just hope that after this there's more time out there, and that this wish didn't ruin everything.
I mean, still got to go meet you for the first time, apparently, right?
She sort of smiles and goes, she's quite tenacious, so be patient.
You don't say. This is my shocked face.
Keep your pockets closed. She's got quick fingers.
Damn.
Thanks for the warning. Yeah.
Let's see. She plucks one of the man-eater Venus traps from the vine and begins to walk back into the kitchen and hands it to Silvar, and she starts kind of showing him how to prepare it. And when she starts cutting it up, it kind of almost resembles a mushroom as she starts showing him how to prepare it.
Nice.
But yeah, she kind of joins in with the meal prep for everybody and asks if you would like to join in. If you want, you can assist. You can use your bardic inspiration or make it would be a wisdom in your proficiency check if you're proficient with cooking's tools. I know you are a brewer. I don't know about cooking though. So if not, just wisdom.
Okay. Yeah. I'll assist. So wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
14 plus 2, 16.
16, nice. Yeah, so you are not a hindrance in the preparation. And you ease in with Teskin, Simbo, Suzaria, and Silvar, and everyone kind of, there's a lot of S names, everyone kind of gets into the flow, and you guys prepare
Sally and Sammy.
a elaborate meal. Let's see.
Always nice to have a fresh home-cooked meal.
As you guys start to serve out the meal and sit down and take your rest to actually get some food in you, Kirby comes over to the table that you're at and goes, "Hey, do you guys like the improvements?
You did this."
Yeah, I've had my hands free. The annoying ones, if I just stay away from them and focus on some other stuff, I can get some things done. And I'll let them drive each other crazy. I can't deal with that right now. And he's like talking through the big giant cat armor suit, so it's like this like robotic voice just echoing out across the table.
I cannot deal with them.
I see you're hanging out in your armor now instead of just being,
A gelatinous goo.
yeah. Is that because of the other Steves around, or you doing okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I've been able to focus on, decorating. The code. So I need to show you something. He looks at Dis and Bryn and goes, "Man, you guys look really hungry. Hey, Kronos, can I talk to you, like, over here for a second?" It's obvious.
So smooth.
I turned to Brent.
Yeah.
That was so subtle. I'm so
That's
proud of
the
him.
subtlest thing I've
That's so
ever
much
seen him
better.
do.
He can't lie to people he likes.
Yeah. I'll walk over.
You guys look super hungry.
I'm gonna
So-
listen real hard just to let you know, Woodrow.
I figured. Kronos and Kirby walk away, and Kirby goes, "Hey, so you left some of the ants here, in the garden, and they did their thing, reproduced over time, and the ones that were on your ship, they got really bored with the garden thing."
Yeah.
And they came and started helping me out, and they brought me something. And he shows you like his hand.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's sort of like a piece of ooze, sort of like opens the power armor, and a pseudopod comes out. And what should be a hand, there's sort of like this piece of tech on it, almost like a bracelet or like a glove. And it's just hard to tell with it just being wrapped around ooze. And you notice the technology set in this is the same tech as your seed from the ship, the alien tech that recreates. Because they made this, and it's been. I was gonna get to it eventually. I was really worried about the anchoring, but I think this may have something to do with Manos. I don't know how it's connected. I don't know how to explain it. But when I was duping the money and playing around with the code, it started to disperse. I don't know how to. It's not drastic, but it's enough to let me move, if that makes sense. I can get a little space in the code. And he starts like going off and just going down this crazy like Charlie from oh shit, what's that fucking It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he starts just drawing
I
lines.
knew you
from
were
here.
gonna fucking say that.
Yeah. And there's a you follow him for most of it, but then he starts going into like the planar how each set universe has a planar map, and each planar map might be set in something beyond the multiverse that's solid, and the material plane is the only place where like the multiverse phenomenon happens, and so that all the planes are sort of anchoring that, which is why when they pop, it doesn't just completely unfold. There's sort of the outer planes, the abyss, the negative plane, positive plane, all that stuff is sort of like anchoring everything on the material. Playing with it the way Manos is, if you're following what Kirby is saying correctly, could have devastating consequences. And you guys have been playing with a couple ideas. One of the ideas was just let the Manos code do its thing and pull the game world into reality and try and ride the wave. Another one was find Manos, kill him, try to figure out what he was doing and do it yourself, which is kind of why you guys have been gathering the pieces so you can make that decision as it happens.
Yeah.
From what he's saying, you probably don't want to let the Manos code just pull the game world into existence, because he wants to do it for some reason, and you guys haven't figured that out yet, so there's no way to know if you've stopped what he's wanting to do. So destroying him seems to be your best bet. Doing that has been proven very hard, though. There's been the idea that if Kirby, with his Manos code, his Manosware that he created, that net, when you do traverse that plane, that net that he's made will essentially scoop out Manos and keep him in the digital as you guys pass through the material. That's one of the possibilities.
Right.
But that requires leaving Manos alive to do what he's doing.
Yeah, no, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, you're thinking that hunting him down and killing him is going to have to happen before you jump back to reality.
Yeah.
It just seems too dangerous.
And we are slowly running out of. We don't know how much time, but the clock is ticking down for this place. Great.
The ants. Kirby also goes on to tell you that the ants were trying to figure out who created the seed as part of their work, and they found literally no information on the creators. It's actually an anomaly in a weird way. It shouldn't. There should be some way to trace who made it, but there's just literally no information. And the Kirby has been trying to scour whatever information in your multiverse computer from your ship. He has access to it with the seed now, trying to find like other dots that connect, and there seems to be no information on the creators of the seed anywhere. Like they were wiped from existence.
That actually doesn't surprise, to be honest. It kind of fits in with the dubious circumstances of me coming across the seed to begin with. So, sometimes no information is information.
Very stoic of you, Luke.
And with the way he's describing all the stuff with the code, you also think that that's why Manos hasn't been able to enter your ship specifically or come in contact with Kirby. He's had
because of the seed?
Because of the seed. There has to be some sort of... In your mind, you see it as sort of like magnets repulsing each other. The way he described the seed affecting the Manos code.
Okay.
It's almost repelling each other, which is odd because it seems
Charlie-esque excitement.
It's odd because it almost seems like they like their story is intertwined in some way, and it sort of just like starts that little thought in the back of your head that every now and then you scratch at, but it's just something to think about.
I wonder if we could flip the effect and pinpoint it to a certain location and pull him to a location.
With enough work on my end, that might be a possibility, actually.
Why don't you look into that? See what we can do, because I'm sick of chasing this fucker across the universe.
Maybe Manos is Steve's dark side.
Might be time to be proactive instead of reactive. Go ahead.
The Manos Kirby made, you guys are already killed. This is some other Manos from another multiverse.
I know, it's the silent one. This the one the Manos we're facing now is the mute ones. He's real pissed because he can't talk.
Kirby essentially tells you that he'll focus on hunting Manos and the Manos problem specifically, while the other Kirby's focus on the anchoring with Bach. But yeah, you guys have the rest of your time to do with as you see fit. And yes, I saw that with the designing tattoos. You can go ahead and make me a check if you want for the tattoos. I think you have it on your sheet.
I think I do. I think I have half proficiency. Don't worry, I won't roll a 1, Shay.
Fuck
Sure.
you. Happy roll a 1 now.
I rolled a 19.
Ooh. Yeah, so
Well, aren't
you
you just
effectively
fucking special?
Artistically design your 2 tattoos.
A hand turkey.
This is the design, not the application. I'm saving the 1 for when I put it on you.
So design tattoos. Also, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yeah, I was going to talk to the other people. 16 plus, you said investigation. 29.
29. Okay. So, general knowledge of Terrace status is a barbarian world. There is modern human cities where Leonin and Minotaur stuff do trade, but there's also still like the barbarian tribes. Even though they use technology, they just sort of follow older traditions. They seem to be. There hasn't been a lot of reports lately. The most thing that seems to be on there in general news is there's a small band of, ironically enough, rebels that were in the jungles, in the area, swamps in the area, who are fighting back against the invasive species, the bugs, and also the frost giants that are living in that area. They're essentially trying to get them off of that land because they're not from there. They're actually from a video game.
Well, that would make sense that they're pretty invasive then. Is there any information that might correlate to where what's-his-fucket's readings keep popping up?
Yeah, so when you're looking up about the information, there was the battle over Ulm where the dragon was killed and the beholder spawned, and that's still newsworthy there and mentioned. But the beholder battle went up into space, and the Elven
and they sent the fleet.
The Elven High Crown did something, whatever, with it. You saw, I think, it and the body of the dragon being dragged off by the elves on the news.
Well, what was left of the body of the dragon after Kronos got done with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
Listen, I told him. I told him.
Did you tell him?
I warned him.
You do know that most of the barbarians and the frost giants that are from the other game, the ones that are like the Goliaths, that are more like Bryn, the ones that match with Bryn, they are all kind of held up in one small kind of town at the base of the mountain where those towers were pulled down, or one of the towers were pulled down by you, and they haven't really been moving their base, but they have been raiding from there, trying to collect whatever they can. Ironically enough, air conditioners is one of the things they're mainly worried about, but any sort of tech other than that too. But they seem to be really worried about air conditioners that you find as you're looking about information on terrorists.
So it's a really
so fucking
hot planet.
Well, they're in a swamp and they're frost giants, and there's no more dragon to magically make it a cold region anymore.
Aww.
Oh, oops.
So they're suffering, but it's a good thing.
Yeah. Welcome to Florida.
I was gonna say, Bryn, do you give a shit?
No, really.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Bryn would know that these people are the people who would attack her tribe. The people she's constantly at war with. So
You wanna fly by and drop a couple meteors?
That seems like a lot of work.
there's also a signal that you probably want to investigate. Get some information from. That'd be nice.
Are we back to talking about the Manos signal? Or a different signal?
In the Manos signal, isn't that That's the signal that's coming from the planet.
Yeah, I mean, is it in the area of the air conditioning thieving?
Yeah, it's the same.
Bandits?
The same place from those towers are pulled down is where the signal is coming from, and then their base is right at the base of that mountain. So yeah, it's the same general area.
Hey, babe.
Yes, love.
I designed it a tattoo. Bless you.
Thank you.
Why would you sneeze across the telepathic link? That's just gross.
Dis, also, real quick, you can
Send
make me
a picture of a
perception
middle
check.
finger.
Covered in snot since you just sneezed. What'd you say, Woodrow?
You can make a perception check to see what you heard from Kirby talking to Kronos. I'm sure Kronos will probably tell you anyway, but they'll see what you actually heard from it.
12 plus
16.
perception. That's persuasion. Yeah, 16. So 28.
28, okay. Yeah, so you basically got most of it just from Kirby's panicked ramblings.
And the impression of a lot of strings.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Kirby. Just stresses himself out so much.
Well, he's destroyed, universes, so he's kind of worried about it. He wants them to fold in on each other, so he's like, don't want to do that again. Which he has mentioned.
That's fair.
He has that
Spilled
whole
milk
anomaly
over the
that happened
bridge.
with him when he first started toying with Manos, where every now and then him and another Kirby from another multiverse, or another Steve, will merge, and one of those universes blinks out of existence.
Well, that just sounds disturbing to watch.
Yeah, don't merge in front of us.
In front.
It doesn't seem to have happened since he's been in the gameverse, so that's something.
Interesting.
That's a private time kind of activity.
Wonder what about the game versus stabilized.
Maybe being Jello has helped.
He did choose that as his form, didn't he?
He was reincarnated.
Yep.
That's the spell that was used on him.
Yep.
So, yeah, you made the tattoo. Yeah, get your information on Terrace. Is there anything you guys wanted to do while you're here at the base? I think if there's anything I'm forgetting. I don't think.
Restock any supplies before we head out again. Check on the dogs, which Bryn seems to forget about an awful lot.
That's what you think, bitch.
Bring them the rawhide and ropes.
Oh my gosh.
As
Throw Dis in there and lock the door and say, get her.
you go to check on the dogs, they're not on the ship.
That's not cool. Where the fuck are the dogs?
Bran,
You saw them
activate
walk-
your
you-
dog jack.
You saw them walk following Enar with Sudak.
Oh god, are they over there testing this shit?
Yeah, if you go find them,
I'm
they're up in
gonna go check on Enar and the dogs. I'm a little concerned.
They're in Hangar B with the Death Spider, and they have a target set up on the top, catwalk, and you see Enar holding this large gun. One you have seen before. It was the one Sudak was using in the raid. It's an orcish ballista. I almost said Bastila. That's from KOTOR.
Yeah, it is.
Ballista.
He's using a
orcish-
Jedi Padawan.
Yeah. But
awesome.
it's basically it's kind of like the bolt casters that you saw that they shoot a heavy bolt, but this one's a modified version. It basically you can charge it and it shoots like a wave of radiant energy that just like slices everything in its path. But you see Enar holding it, shooting the single shot down at the target and just like destroys some crates. And he just like looks down at the gun and looks back up at Sudak and has this huge grin on his face. And you hear the orc be like, "Yeah, I know it's amazing technology. It feels so great when you see someone fly 10 feet after being hit with one of these. And he's just embellishing it. And you can see Osnia, the weapon designer who was interested in the BFG plans, is also there. Just enjoying getting to shoot weapons.
I just pop in. I was like, "What you doing, buddy?"
He signs to you and points down at the gun and basically says, "Big gun, big boom."
Yeah, shooting well. Where are the pups?
They're when you can see them. They're lined up on the catwalk watching Enoch because they essentially follow him wherever he goes.
So they're basically he's pack leader.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Until you say something.
I just want to make sure they're not hurting themselves. So I just kind of whistled to the dogs and I was like, "Who wants rawhide?" and just see which one of them decides to run at me.
Go ahead and roll me a D4.
Ooh, a D4.
Hey, Kronos. Where was the porterhouse tree?
I got a 1.
A 1?
I don't know that there's a porterhouse tray, but you can go use the matter transporter thing on my ship and get yourself a porterhouse.
I just don't like not having a backup to the very finicky technology that we've already had to piece back together once. So
that's because my ship got blown up. Do you want the steak or not?
There is steak cooked. There's this giant fish that Simbo brought from Terrace and some meat that he brought when he came over.
It's fine. It's fine.
He's a hunter. That's what he do.
That's what he
drinks. He drinks and he hunts.
And he drinks.
He fixes armor. Then he drinks more.
Are you tending bar?
No, pilot is.
Yeah.
You can though. I bet you Kronos serves a mean drink.
Oh, can we replace those healing potions that we used last time?
Ah, yes. I can. I think that Cesario said there was stuff up in the garden to be able to make potions and poisons. So yeah, cool. I shall make. I will make some more potions. Aren't any special brews that our Leonin friend has that we have the stuff to make? Is there?
No, not like you're talking about like crazy the crazy healing potions or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Just flea dip.
That's a very rare resource.
But yeah, I'll make some more healing potions for us then.
So what happened with my roll? You guys just rolled over the whole thing.
You roll a 1.
So you rolled a 1, and the
yes.
I can't remember the name, but whichever one of the undead ones is the derpiest. I think it was the one who had the bone showing.
Yeah.
Is the one who notices you first.
The Astrid, black and green with the black eyes.
Yeah. So it'd be Astrid's the first one who notices you.
Yay.
Then
the rest of them take them to go play.
Oh, nice.
Yes. What?
Yep.
Bryn, don't forget your armor. You were gonna do stuff with your.
Play with my dogs for a second. Let me play with my
Okay.
dogs for a second. Shit.
I'm saying before we go.
Are we leaving right now?
Soon. Play with the dogs.
Thanks.
So underneath in this hangar, there's like tons of room, and there's all kinds of like junk and stuff that the dogs could tear into and stuff. So you have all kinds of stuff to throw and use essentially as disposable dog toys for the moment. There's a good pile of stuff to choose from, and they're hellhounds, so you don't think anything's gonna hurt them.
Yeah. I would assume not. I would assume they're good.
Your puppies chase the magic missiles.
Oh no.
Okay, that might hurt them.
We're not playing with that. That's dangerous.
Let's see. Okay, no. So with the armor, let me open two things real quick. Creations. And open Vishmal's armor and Bryn's armor. Let's see. I'm assuming you want the internal docks, the internal dock injectors or whatever, the potion for reactions. Yep. And then I wanted to ask you about the design. So do you like the elven design where it allows you to move in water with a swim speed, or would you like the orcish design? It's an angular design, and what that does is once per round, when you're hit with a melee attack, you don't have to use your reaction. It's kind of like sneak attack for rogues. Just once per round when you're hit with an attack, you can roll d12 plus your dex modifier and subtract it from the damage. Also, if it happens to reduce an attack to 0, like someone hits you with a melee attack and it reduce it to 0, you can use then you can use your reaction to make an attack against them if you want.
Okay.
And it's made with advantage, the attack. You essentially use the angular design of the armor to position, like parry, deflect the blade to open up an attack for you.
Got you. Yeah, I think the orc sounds like it would be more useful for how I play anyway.
So we'll take that.
Yeah, not to inspire you to get rid of elf things, since I'm a peeps, but I completely agree.
I mean, if I'm gonna get rid of elf things, I've got one.
You have the battering shield that lets you push people further if you want. There's also a shield you have that came with the elven power armor you were wearing before you switched to this. It's called a deflection shield. It can actually work in tandem with that angular armor. So it adds to the dice, essentially, you would roll when you're hit with a melee attack. Instead of 1d12 plus your dex modifier, the shield would add 2d10 plus 10. So you can actually lower some pretty crazy melee attacks for some pretty powerful enemies, and then get an attack on them with your reaction if you use those in tandem. Or you can have the sonic shield that you have now, which is if you push anyone, you can just use a charge to push them an extra, like 15 or 10 feet, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was 10.
10, yeah. Extra 10 feet.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, which one would you prefer? Which shield would you prefer?
Jess, what do you think?
The first one.
Okay.
That sounds good.
The not Sonic one. I think the one that helps you reduce damage, since you are the tank.
Is no trace filter
Seems like a
you?
good idea.
Internal. I can speak.
Eternal docking. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
So,
I
and then
really
the
glad.
I'm
final
actually really
thing-
glad that whatever you said just broke up.
Yeah. Luke,
The
get out of my
final-
head. Stop saying the same thing as me.
Sorry.
The final things you can take from the armor are the orcish blood steel. It's a material that it's made out of. You can, since you're taking the angular design, you can take the material that it's made out of, which gives you resistance to heat damage and radiant damage.
Okay.
And then there is speed amplifiers, Mark II. So this is going to add 20 movement speed to your power armor. And I have to go in and actually like add all these,
Yeah.
all like the mathematical things, but I'm going to add them onto the armor right now, in, like the text.
So you'll have the
I just
same
gotta
speed
go
as
in.
me then.
Yeah, that sounds like a plus.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
power armor makes her 60 foot instead of 40.
Yeah.
That would be
No.
nice.
Let's
That would be
see, so-
useful.
Trust me, the 60 movement like that is being able to cross a big room like that and all your movement. Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah, I know, because I watch you do it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm the tank, and yet I'm like, oh, I'll be there in a minute, guys. Just give me a second and do my makeup.
You were
Make sure
distracted.
I'm pretty. I just want to be pretty for, the bad guys.
You've got a bonus action where you can just fucking teleport. I got to burn a fucking spell slot to do that.
Yeah. I mean, but...
Yeah, but that means I
that's
can't
only
stealth.
after-
Uh-huh.
Speed, walking. There we go. Holy shit.
I know how one too.
Fixed value 20.
But I have to have used my fireball.
Or your BFG, if you're teleporting.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. That thing. I have to use that.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, it's going to get used a lot, because I know exactly what I'm doing.
Let's see. Save this. And so some of that is saved on your sheet. Your movement speed should refresh in a little bit. But yeah. So the Brint armor, Lycia and or Simbo can help you customize it what you see fit. So some time goes by, like probably you have your 8-hour rest, and then in that time the armor and stuff is done by other people, so you guys don't have to add that onto yours. Everyone gets to have their nice meal, and you guys can head out on your next mission fully recharged if you wish.
Did you want me to do something for the potions that I was going to brew?
Oh yeah, if you're gonna make something, yeah, I need 3 checks for crafting.
Okay.
Let's see what level. Let me open the potions again.
What is shit? What is the crafting proficiency plus what?
Wisdom and proficiency.
Okay. All right. So wait, else.
Hold on, I'm gonna add something. I'm gonna. Oh, where the fuck is it? The thing where I help.
Isn't it a cantrip? Guidance?
Yes, it is.
I think Woodrow knows our sheets better than we do by a lot.
That's sad.
I was lagging and I was down in the 5th level spells. I'm like, it's not there.
All right. So what am
Definitely not
what am
physical spells. So it's going to be proficiency plus wisdom, and then you roll plus your d20 before you roll on that.
I roll an extra d20? Is that what you said?
No, you roll a d20 plus your wisdom and your proficiency, and then whatever this is going to give you, which I think is guidance, which is an extra d4.
An extra
Correct.
d4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. D4 at the ready. And here goes the d20. All right. 16 plus 7. All right. All right, and then the d4. All right, so with the d4, that is a 26.
26. Good to know. These
Yeah.
potions will work, and you're not brewing poison potions, which are
Woohoo!
potions that look
Hey, I
like
coulda
they
used
kill
that.
me instead. No, you can't. You can't poison things
No,
with it. It's
you do. You
ingested.
try this every time.
Damn it.
What?
And it's funny
You-
because if those get brewed,
Literally
I don't
tried
tell
this
you,
every
and then whenever you guys are taking potions, I get to be like, oh yeah, by the way, that was the poison one Kronos made that no one knew about because he failed checks.
Shit.
Yeah. But
All
no,
right,
that's
so-
a good check. Can you remember what all your other checks were though in the past? I do. Anyway,
All right, so I need 2 more, right?
yeah, 26, and then 2 more.
Okay, do I still get the d4 on all the rest of them, or is that just that first roll?
This is there to assist you. You get them on all of them because it's a cantrip.
Okay.
There's no limit to.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just
All
have
right.
to
Yes.
concentrate until you use it.
All right, so second roll. Oh, 19 plus 7 plus
Dang.
the d4.
That's a good one to get the
Plus
high check
2.
on.
28.
28. Okay. That is good. That is good. Give me the third check and see if you can solidify that.
Can you inspire yourself?
No.
Unfortunately,
only a certain
no.
type of bard can do that. I can't remember which one it is. I think they can. I think one class or one school can. It's been a while.
All right, and then the last one is another 28.
Another 28. All right.
Yep.
This is good. So with the 26 is the first one, and no raising of the DC or poisoning of the potions. And then you get supreme healing potions. So you have 4 supreme. These are 10d4 plus 20.
Wow. Those are really good. Those are better than the last ones.
10d4 what?
Plus 20.
Plus 20.
Holy
They are-
shit.
Supreme healing potions. So if you want to split them up, people can add them to their sheets. Just be aware who's getting what and how many.
I will give one to each, Dis and Bryn, and I'll hold on to the other 2, just in case I need to, toss one at somebody that's almost dying, and drink one for myself.
Yeah, so you brewed them. It's all fair. Before you guys head out, Sylvar and Frog Knight come up to the ship and basically ask if they could board the ship and become part of the crew. You guys did take them here, but that was more just kind of like you kind of rescued them. So now they're kind of formally asking to be part of the crew to help you out on the ship if you need it.
Whose ship?
Yes.
This is.
Yeah.
All right. So
I
Sylvar
say
takes
yes.
Sylvar takes up a spot in the other room where Enar and the dogs are not, and then Frog Knight actually charge in the rear engine room, so he doesn't need to take up a crew space technically. And then, there's that for now. Okay.
For the armor, you said it had the slots for the potions. How many slots does it have? 3?
4.
4! Yes, I have 4 healing potions. Perfect.
Does she get to choose in some way
Yeah.
which one injects her? Oh, cool.
Yeah, because it's all controlled through like the power armor HUD. So you just are like neural linked to it. It's like, no, use the big one now.
I have three greater and 1 supreme, so that's perfect.
Yeah, and then just remember to mark them as they're popped, and you can refill them basically by taking an action to refill them.
So when you mean refill the slot, as long as I'm still holding more potion, yes?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. You
Okay.
can basically
Just making sure.
screw the potion into your power armor where there's a little spot, and it basically just takes the potion in and installs it into the injector. Kind of like filling up a car with gas. And
I'll tell you what, babe.
Hmm.
Give me one of your graders and I'll give you my supreme.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It would be smart for the tank to have the big ones.
Yeah.
Good move.
Plus, I can heal.
That's
Oh,
fair.
true. Yeah.
Alright.
Good point.
I take a greater. I will add a supreme.
Yes. Very good. So yeah, pop 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, 40, 10 plus 40?
No, it's 20d4 plus 40.
Jesus.
Hello, digital dice. Let's see.
Yeah, I won't be
I can
I won't
close
be
this.
doing that manually.
Close this. Save some RAM. Close this. By chance, Brand, did your movement change at all?
Mm-hmm.
If you oh, it did. Sick. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So it's actually kind of working pretty fast. That's nice.
The the charges on the my sentient cord, they're not going away. They're all, oh, okay, now it's doing it. Huh. It's weird. Right after I did the long rest, they would not, wouldn't reset. And clicking on them didn't do anything. And now it's working. That's bizarre.
Weird. Well, at least it's working now. If it ever happens,
Yeah.
we can make physical notes. Go back to old school.
Yeah. Pen and paper for the win.
Yeah, exactly. With things going pretty good at the base and all the renovations seeming to improve everyone's life there, you guys are free to head out on your mission. I will need a piloting check, which Kronos you can co-pilot to give disadvantage.
Okay.
And then you can also Bardic Inspire if you want to use them for this. You don't have to. But yeah, I'll need a piloting check from you.
Okay.
And then
Can I help? I guess there's only one.
What I would like you to roll for me is the percentage die instead of me rolling it. Kind of curious what you're gonna get.
Wow. 5 and 00.
005.
A 5 and a 00.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to make a note.
I have my stealth generator on, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know. This is we might
Just
get
in case
to-
what Bryn did just fucked us all.
Yeah,
No. No, I roll them.
You had
I
a-
roll them every time you guys travel.
you had a
I have to make it
5%
go.
chance of being seen. Guess what just happened?
No, that's not, nope. You're not gonna guess
28.
it, so stop trying. No, is May. What's your piloting check?
28.
28. Okay. So, you guys take the planar jump to Terrace. It only takes a little over, I think it was 2 hours to get there in planar. So, I can change the map to... you guys do have, like I said, the stealth shield generator up, and you guys are flying to the location where you guys see the signal coming from, where you have been before. When you get there, you guys are
Yeah,
kind
but
of
that
way up
map's
in the yeah. You're taking me this one? This one's still here. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, so you guys pull up in this is invisible ship. You guys, as you scan the landscape to get here, you also do pass over the village. You guys see from the sky this aerial village. It's kind of hard to see like this, but it's basically a good amount of rundown buildings, some garages, and they're just full of vehicles and military tech from the modern cities. You're not sure if they collected all this tech themselves. They probably collected some of it. You've heard that they've been raiding, or if Manos had stored this shit prior to his plans. You can see that the tech that they have is from all over the place. There's like things that look like they're from 20th century, 21st century, and then beyond. It's kind of odd. You can see like wires going from all over the place as you fly over and look at the pictures. And then when you get to the signal of the tower, you guys see a giant sort of sitting up on the cliffside next to the tower that Kronos partially broke down. It looks like it's been kind of hoisted back up and kind of repaired. Kronos, from up here, if you want, you can give me an investigation check using the ship's sort of sensors and cameras to get like a closer image and see what you can see. Cool.
Investigation. Alright. 14 plus 11, 25.
25. So looking at the tower specifically, it's in rough shape. Whoever did this doesn't 100% know what they're doing, but you can see that there's just this huge bundle of wires coming down from that tower down the mountain into that town. You get the signal that you get now that you're this close to it. It's odd. It is similar to the other signals in terms of trying to like locate a another. It's like trying to open a gate, like you've signaled before. How it comes from another game, like you've sensed other players kind of coming in and out. It's kind of like that, but it's trying to dial, like find something. You also get it's connected to some servers, but they're kind of damaged and old from like old tech. You can't really get into them through a signal. You'd have to be down there, hardwired into it essentially. But yeah, there's someone's tapped into this. And then when you're scanning the city down below, there is a lot of like server tech, satellites, and stuff like that down there. And then a lot of air conditioners. But yeah, if you want, you guys can wait till night and kind of like take them by surprise, or you can attack them here in the day. The giant up here on the cliff seems to kind of just be like keeping watch. He seems to have got like a bed kind of laid out next to the tower, and you can see that there's barbarians down at the mouth of the cave, sort of like having wrestling. They're like wrestling in circles. But they just seem to be up here guarding this tower for some reason or another. But it seems like you can easily get the drop on them one way or another. And as of right now, no one knows you're here. And this part of the mountainside is in view of the city you flew over, the town or little area you flew over to get here. So if like there was some sort of large explosion up here, the people in the city below or whatever could see it, and it would like let them know that something's going on. So if you want to do the stealthy approach, just know that city can see what you're like, see some of the stuff that happens up here if it's too flashy or big. Like maybe if someone's yelling up here, they won't hear it, but if like a fireball goes off, they have a chance of seeing that and being quote unquote alerted. Bryn, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Guidance. Oh, I don't think I can.
27.
27.
Oh, shit.
Something odd happens as you're sort of like just looking at all the information. You see the staging ground down below and the barbarians and them fighting the frost giant on the cliffside, and there's almost like this daydream. You can kind of hear the calls of Skegel and Axie, almost like a memory kind of washing over you. You're in another sacking of a city. It feels like your city's being sacked, but this is not. I can't remember what that city's called. It's not the one from Never Ending Quest, the barbarian city from there. It's actually a different one you haven't really seen before, that you can recall seeing. But it feels like home. And you see that these frost giants are just laying waste, and then as your eyes focus in, you can see below them these frost giants attacking your people. And then over the edge, or the ridge, you see this massive shadow of a dragon sort of prop itself up on a mountain in the distance that sort of overlooks this city, and it widens its wings, and you can just see this huge form behind the clouds. You can't really make out what kind of dragon it is, just the immense size of it. And then you could see, you can hear Baylor Talk's voice calling down from the mountain where you see the dragon's shape, and you get the sense that he is some kind of dragon rider, and you feel Axie start to vibrate in your hand as you kind of like flashback to your reality in the moment here, and you're kind of like looking over the scene. In this moment, you don't know exactly what that is, but you feel like there's two Brins or two overlapping lives or sets of memories that are starting to come to the forefront or clash in some way. But with that survival check, you get the sense that this was a military staging ground, and they are raiding from here. But what they're doing, they're trying to get home. You can see it on the barbarians and what they're doing and how they're just standing around and how they don't want to be here. You know for a fact with that survival check that they're just trying to get home. But a part of you doesn't want them to get home. Part of you wants to end them. But
Yeah.
that's what you sense in the moment when all this information is sort of hitting your mind. But it's up to you what you guys want to do.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can we stagger launch weapons to where they all arrive at the same time from orbit? It's called a
You don't
time on
have
target
any-
attack.
Yeah,
So-
but you don't have any orbital weapons. You have
We have torpedoes.
ship-to-ship torpedoes. Yeah, they have a range.
Gravity would help with that range, though, right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Why don't you drop
asking,
something
like,
from orbit and let
What-
the
What is
force...
your plan?
Well,
Uh-huh.
to nuke everything at the same time is my plan. I was thinking
Okay,
3
so
at the
just-
tower, maybe 16 at the encampment.
Don't even want to see
Just
what
so you
they're
know,
doing
when
down there, huh? Don't...
When torpedoes, meteors, they go off at the same time in a turn, you can't stack the damage, you can just hit more area. So if you want to do it all at the same time,
Right.
you can. But you'd have to just be hitting a big area. You're not stacking damage, just so you're aware.
No, that's what I figured. What?
Kronos, give me a intelligence check. Just your intelligence plus your proficiency, and then d20.
Okay.
My internet's being wonky.
21. 15 plus 6.
Okay. Let's see. Dang. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Not high enough for that.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Cronus, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think those servers would be?
Well, they seem to be kind of shitty and outdated.
Yeah, but we're getting a
And
flicker
possibly
of
have
Manos from
Manos'
here.
locations where he's been going and dialing
Yeah.
on them. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
not
So they're probably pretty useful with the information.
Can you bring up the map of the encampment again, please, Woodrow? Are they in a specific
damn.
place, or are they spread out all over?
The signal that you trace coming from that tower goes down the wires into this first building where you can get the sense, but it sort of gets static and broken from there. Like I said, you have to manually connect to the old tech to figure it out.
Oh.
Right. I guess I was just kind of looking for where the cables were running.
From the tower to this first building right here, where you can
Awesome.
see this little line highlighted. That is your signal wire.
Here's my idea, and the group
Yeah.
can go with it or not. No sweat off my sack. So, nuke the tower, nuke not where the servers are, and then
Yeah.
go in and kill everything around the servers and investigate.
Yeah. As soon as we nuke the towers out there, they're going to come out and investigate it. At least you would think, anyway.
You know, experiments
also
go
protect-
wrong all the time.
Well, and maybe we can draw some of them out, pick them off. But yeah,
Are Are the ships that they have stored there the ones they've been collecting from raiding? Are any of them like a
They're
threat,
not
like
ships,
beefy?
They're cars. They're
Oh,
cars,
God.
And they're tanks, and they're SAM-site missiles. So, and they're barbarians or frost giants with missile rockets like they had last time. Torpedo launchers. All the same stuff as last time, plus a little bit more.
Uh-huh. Heh. I mean, how many are up by the... I'm guessing that's a contingent to protect the tower up there, and they're just bored and they're wrestling each other.
Yeah,
It's
they're
the over
from
by
what
the
you can tell,
cave
they're
mouth.
just watching it.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing we want to do is allow them an avenue of escape.
Yeah.
Maybe we can fire in such a way as to funnel them in a certain direction, but then we have to have something to be able to clobber the shit out of them after that, and I don't enjoy the idea of sticking the ship in the middle of anti-aircraft shit.
Yeah. If they, I'm guessing if they don't hear from the tower people, they will come to investigate. I don't know, and I'm curious as how useful the tower will be, or how useful the servers will be without the tower.
Probably not a lot, but I get.
Well, we still-
My question is how if we sneak to the tower,
Yes.
how confident are you that we can take down everything that's at the tower that could call for help?
Pretty
Or do we
confident.
want them to call for help?
As of right now, the only thing by that tower is a giant from your scans.
Mm-hmm.
The barbarians fighting are down on the ground. They're technically in the cave, but they're kind of preoccupied.
Would one shot from, say, a death ray?
Yes, that would be very obvious.
Damn it.
You would pop out of invisibility, and you would be lit up by sandlocks, because you would be a giant gunship just appearing in the skyline. And
Yeah.
if you're within range of your death ray, you're within range of SAM sites, because SAM sites have longer fucking range than your death ray, so...
All right, Luke. I'll shoot the giant. You shoot the SAM sites. I'll just jettison your ship out the back.
I get in my ship and stay invisible and just move far, far, far away from the
Douchebag.
from this ship. I don't know. I'm thinking we land and sneak up on the giant that's near the tower and see if we can assess the tower before alerting the giants down on the ground and everybody at the base.
So you want to land
Thoughts?
and assess?
No, I want to land, try to take out the one big giant.
How giant is
I
this
mean-
giant?
The same size as all the other giants, about 13 to 18 foot tall.
Oh, that's all.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Mm.
Is there a stealthy place that we could land?
You're invisible. Anywhere you land is stealthy, technically.
I meant like behind some shrubbery so that, you know.
Behind
Yeah,
a
dude.
shrubbery.
I'm assuming you want to climb down to the tower, or
Yeah.
do you want to sneak past the fighting barbarians? Either way.
Down
You
to
guys
the tower.
have
Yes,
Okay.
the down to the tower. Yeah,
Okay.
for that's the most direct
So-
route.
Once you're up there, when you guys get to the edge, I will need stealth checks, and however you guys want to leave the ship, figure that out and let me know. I guess it's just Dis going out, you all three going out. How are we scoping this scenario?
Well, I don't hear a lot of people volunteering, so I can scout.
Well, I mean, this is
I'll
kind of
go.
your
I'm-
this is kind of your stock and trade here, assassin.
I'm gonna park with the exit of the ship farther away from the cliff, so that I can exit out the back in a stealth-like manner.
Yeah, Kronos will park his ship. You have a gunship. Your ship is huge, so your ship landing would be obvious. So Kronos takes the smaller ship down, sets it up there on
Yes.
the cliff, and yes, you can exit out the back of it very silently.
Before we detach his ship, can I like oil the doors and everything? You know, it's an old van. I don't want that.
Don't worry, they've been WD-40'd. You're all right.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Stealth. Oh, that's not bad. 16. 15 is 31.
31. They got an 18 on the die, which is -1, so a 17. So no, the giant doesn't notice you. He's just kind of sitting there with his legs hanging off the edge of the cliff, kicking, kind of like a kid in a chair is too big. It's within, so that it's only about 70 feet down from the, like to the cliff surface, or to the,
Base.
yeah, little cliff surface from where you're at, yeah.
So is he down there, or is he on the edge of the cliff where we landed?
The cave mouth cliff, technically. It's below you, but above the floor.
Okay. Let me see here.
You think that if you were to kill that giant right there with your like assassination abilities, it would possibly alert the ones below if you fell off the cliff. But if you could convince him to move, you think assassination would probably be pretty easy with your freaking your cleric vulnerability and your assassinate and the ability, the way that this thing just doesn't notice you, even with a natural 20. It'll be hard for him to. You have to roll really low, so you have a good sense that your ability is just far beyond this thing. So he's kind of at your mercy.
Okay. Let's see here. God, there was something that had like distracting sounds or flashes or something. I can't remember where the hell it was. It's fine. I'll just throw a pebble or something off to the side to
That
get
was
him out from.
thaumaturgy, I think, that you said was useless.
Probably.
Because it also makes your hair glow and stuff and your voice loud. Yeah, you could throw a pebble or something to try and distract. Go ahead and give me a... what skill could I say this is?
Deception.
Yeah. I was trying to find a reason why it wouldn't be, but yeah, it's basically what it is.
Trying to find a reason why you couldn't use something that is very fucking high for you.
No, I actually just couldn't think of a skill.
Deception is only a plus 10. Well, yeah.
Only a plus 10.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
that's actually pretty good.
29.
Yeah. Okay. Let me roll the giant's wisdom -3 or whatever the fuck. 13 on the die, so 10. Or maybe
Nice.
11.
He's doing great.
Aw.
He's doing so good.
Almost triple.
So you throw the rock into the cave when you sort of like bamf down, And he sort of turns around. And he's like, "Are you guys here to relieve me from my duties? I'm tired of sitting out here. I want to go down into cool air." And he starts kind of like walking into the cave with his hand up, looking adjusting to the light to see who's in the cave coming, because he doesn't want to sit there watching anymore. But he
lazy.
Walks into the cave, kind of past you, away from the tower, and out of sight of the barbarians below.
Okay, so I'm going to use my channel divinity as he passes me, as long as he is still within 3 feet.
Yeah, you can easily stock up on him with the 31.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I could also what I liked.
You also have advantage on the attack 'cause he's not aware of who you are and or where you are, and you have assassinate as well. So.
Okay, so I gank. Yeah, let me see here. Assassinate is so far down.
It's just it just turns it into a crit.
44 plus the weapon damage. Plus 2d6.
And their AC is pretty low, so I think with your plus, you just can't roll a 1. Cool.
10. I hate it.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Okay, damage is 118.
118, and is that from the crit and then the vulnerable?
So the crit is just the sneak attack double, which is the assassinate, right?
Well, it's everything. It's your whole first attack doubled. It's not just a sneak attack.
Right. It's the weapon dice too, but not the modifier. Correct.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't know that's what you meant. Yeah. So that doubles, and then vulnerability doubles all of that again.
Okay, it is either 118 or 228.
What was your crit damage?
My assassinate was 44.
Okay, cool. So
Then my weapon damage was 11. So 55 doubled is 110 plus 2d6 for...
Okay.
Or plus the, plus the 9. That's the weapon damage. So it's actually 119. Oh, I have poison on this weapon. I'm sorry. One more second.
Hold on. So when you're rolling your assassinate, are you... You're doubling the weapon damage and everything, right? Because you said you're like separating assassinate and weapon damage.
So the assassinate, which is 14d6, and
No,
the weapon.
No. That's not how it works. So your first attack is your weapon damage. Like it's going to be your weapon damage plus your sneak attack plus the poison if he fails his Constitution check, which I got a nat 20 on, so he doesn't take the poison damage.
Okay.
Because they have good con. But it's going to be your weapon damage, the sneak attack damage. Both of those are doubled plus your modifier.
All right, so 30, 46, plus 2d6 necrotic.
And is that 2d6 the magical damage? That should be 4d6 because that would double too. All dice double on a crit. Any dice you roll, double.
Yeah, I haven't doubled anything yet. So 46, 53. So you're saying roll double the dice. Okay. I get what you're saying. So 4,
Yeah, that's how it
14.
works. It's literally
14
double
of
the dice.
these. Plus 2 of these. Plus 2 more of these. It's 55 plus 9, which is the weapon bonus, is 64.
Then that gets doubled by vulnerability.
Is 128.
128. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure you're doing that wrong because it sounded low. Last time we did the math on this, it was like almost 300. So I just want to make sure you weren't fucking yourself.
No, if I max out the dice, if the roll is really good, then it can be, yes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Because I thought that was the average that you were finding out. So 1.8. Oh, nice. Okay. Load, you son of a bitch. Okay. So, would you like to describe how you kill this giant, or would you like me to describe how you kill this giant?
Your description is fine as long as it involves the whip around his neck.
Okay, cool. It was going to, so think it like this. But as you teleport down, toss the pebble, and he starts to stand up and walk away from you, you're immediately come to terms with how enormous it actually is. You can see it from the ship, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty big. But when you're here, you're like, holy shit. And you realize, I gotta bring this thing down to size. So as you're kind of moving in for the kill, you take the karambit, and you can see as he's stepping the flexing of his Achilles tendon on the heel, and you just slice as he's putting his weight on that leg, and it drops him down to one knee, and you come around the front side and throw the whip up, and it cuts off his throat, or chokes off the throat before he can cry for help, and it just cinch it down until the blood pops into his eyes, and just, and he falls down. And little blood comes out the side of his mouth, and your whip releases his neck.
Big boy is down. And big boy is down.
The barbarians don't seem to notice. They're just down there fighting and wrestling.
Wrestling.
Get him in the armbar.
Punch him in the taint.
Let's see.
Do I have any silent grenades? How many guys are down there?
You have flown your ship in this cave before. If you want to try and make a piloting check, you can. I'll just see if they can notice, but they have disadvantage because you're invisible. Oh, a nat 20 on 1, but I have to use the lower.
What is the piloting again? Proficiency plus what?
It should be on your. It's a skill.
It's piloting.
Oh, God. Thank you.
It would be your pilot.
It's the one labeled pilot.
19 plus 8. Yeah, 27. 19 plus 8.
27, yeah. So
Yeah.
you could easily work down there and park the van with its shield generators up next to the tower and try to investigate.
Fine, I'll take the eyes. Okay, some person.
They're almost bulging out anyway.
Since I'm now within 30 feet of the dead giant, can I use Mantle of Whispers on him?
Is that
Capture its
Speak with
shadow.
Dead? Oh,
Huh?
I believe Mantle of Whispers. Read the ability. I believe it has to die.
As a reaction, when a humanoid dies within 30 feet of you, you
yeah,
can capture
you
its
can.
shadow.
It's already dead.
It's already dead. Okay, it has to be with. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit.
For a second, I thought you were going to use Speak with Dead. I was like, wait, what?
I had that.
We don't need to, though.
Yeah. Well. Okay, yeah. So I'll just I'll go over and investigate the tower.
All right, give me an investigate. For this, since it's already open and stuff, you can actually just give me an engineering check because you can start toying with it if you want.
All right.
So you're physically there.
I present Bryn with her new earrings.
Giant eyeball earrings.
Yes.
28. 17 plus 11.
All right. You start messing around, and you can see that some engineer has clearly been all over this tower, and they're partially drawing power from both of them. Not really. It seems like they've probably got a generator back there or generators back there that's getting most of the power, but they are trying to draw this tower's ability to dial these other realms. It seems like they're trying to figure out how to reconstruct the tech because it's not working. You see, when it tries to turn on, you're kind of putting it together. When you see the flickers and the signal, they're probably trying to turn on the gate, and then when it's the more staticky one, they're just like redialing. When you're in here, you feel like you could tweak some things and make the connection to whatever servers or computers are using down there stronger.
Okay, so I could access the servers at least partially from here.
Yeah, partially, and you could. It would require you to make the signal stronger, so some people down there would have a better time doing whatever they're doing as well. You would just need an engineering check from you if you want to do that.
It's 22.
So
22 what?
I said catch 22.
Oh.
yeah, they would. They
something.
get a boost. Interesting.
22 to realize that's a bad idea. Do we get any count of like life forms down in that other area, either the fighting ring or the other spot?
Well, the fighting ring, it seems like there's 8 of them, and then at the base, it seems like there's a good number of them. Let's see, giants. You actually be able to tell exactly how many there is. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 giants, and then a good number of NPCs. And there's also some weird, what seem like they're probably animals mixed in with there.
Interesting. All right. So do I try to access the servers from here and see what we can get, or do we risk going down into the hornet's nest itself? Because I'm going to temporarily boost their shit.
I don't know.
I have a thought.
What is your thought?
Your singular thought.
Stealth and BAMF till I get to the first building. See if I can infiltrate it stealthily. And and perhaps kill anyone in there.
Okay.
And then we could go in with the servers on the other side.
You think with your
I don't
ability to stealth, there's a good chance you could get it. You think you could do that? It's not too far off from possible.
Which means I'm going to fail horribly, but I mean, it's still a viable plan.
You can teleport 500 feet instantly, so you can get the fuck out of there if you want to.
That is true. That is true.
Or use your fucking starfighter on your neck.
Yeah. Right in the middle of the building. Throw the servers in the passenger seat and get the fuck out. That sounds like a great plan.
But if you want, you can use your starfighter on stealth and fly down there easily. Because your starfighter is just as mobile, if not a little bit more, than Kronos' van.
Yes.
To be fair,
I mean, if you're going to go all the way down there, then we might as well access them down there without giving them the bonus of extra power to do whatever fucking bullshit they're doing.
But that would require all of you to stealth too, right? Not just Diz.
Well, it would require them to stealth once I get the location secure, yeah.
Yeah.
or to fly
Just-
down there in the van stealthily and
There's
park
also the-
near that building. Let's
Oh,
burn
and-
that bridge when we come to it.
Kronos.
Yes.
When you give them the boost, if you were to give them the boost by engineering,
Yeah.
it won't alert them that you're here. I don't know if you were under the assumption that it would alert
Well,
them. They
that's
would
what I
just-
was worried. Like, oh, hey, there's something going on with the tower up there. This is a better signal than we've gotten in forever. You know.
No, they've had
I'm
good
just-
signals every now and then. It's just they can't get it to work. They don't know how to connect. They've gotten the signal. You've picked up on them making the signal, so they might. There's a
Okay.
chance they would just think that they've got a connection again, and that they would try whatever the fuck they've been trying.
Okay, then yeah, that's honestly what I was worried about, alerting them to our presence
Question:
prematurely.
is there any way he can boost the signal while at the same time making sure that the gate can't get?
He can make sure that this gate can't open. These towers right here that you're by, he can
Yeah.
very well make sure while you're there at them that they won't open by being at the tech if you're still here in place. That's 100% doable.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll
then-
tell you what. Why don't you let me work my way down, and then
Yeah.
you can boost your signal,
Okay.
and then I can sneak in while you gather whatever you can from here, and then once I finish, you can come down.
Sounds like a plan.
That way we do this in what I think is a smart order, which will probably fuck us. But, whatever.
You know, could work. Could horribly backfire.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
As
All right.
So, Kronos, you get ready at the tower to hear from Dis. Are you just flying down in your starfighter on invisible and then exiting, or are you gonna trek down there?
Well, my original plan was to get 90 feet at a time until
Yeah, you could do that. You could follow the wire and make sure you're on the same one. Kronos can highlight the signal for you though with the HUD
Yeah.
and all that, all your connection. All right. When you
Yeah,
start to
the
get
point
down,
was to do it as least resource.
heavy as possible. Yeah, understood.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check. And you'll have advantage because you have your stealth generator on your suit and your ship, so you can't do it being invisible.
Thank you. My choices are a 3 or an 18. I believe I will take the 18. And the answer is 33.
33. Okay, so that's 2 rolls. Oh, 19, 17. They're actually rolling pretty good too, but they got negatives, so I don't think it matters. Okay.
I'm also going to look for, tripwires, shit like that, just to make sure.
So, you do find a couple of those outside of the town, but there, with your passive perception, as a 26, you obviously see them and can avoid them. I'm not gonna fuck you and just be like, "Oh, your passive perception doesn't count now. You run into traps." No, you can clearly see them because they were done by barbarians. And these aren't
Hey.
very skilled
Hey.
barbarians.
Hey.
No, you're a skilled barbarian.
Okay.
You know these people use numbers. Not
That
skill.
felt a little bit,
I'm sure Dis wouldn't see one of your traps.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Damn straight. Yeah. You didn't see it at all.
We could test it. Roll me a wisdom.
We
plus
don't
your
have to.
proficiency.
We really don't have to. That'd be terrible.
No, but the 33, you start to approach the base, and you're confident that no one can see you. There is large containers
I hate it when you
outside
say
the
it
front
like
that
that.
There's large containers out in the front that kind of make like a little wall that the road comes in, and there's 2 giants kind of sitting on it. One of them has on his back a SAM sight that he is sort of there's like modifications to it. It sort of like works as a shield that also shoots missiles.
Nice.
You kind of like see all this kind of old tech from like where you're from, almost not tech, but like axes, and they're wearing their old leathers. They used to have, when you saw them before, they had like scrap armor, but they've taken all that shit off. And as you get in, it's pretty cool down here. As there's like air conditioners strapped to the awnings of all of the buildings, just pouring cold air out, and you can see that there's like coolant leaking throughout the just barrels of coolant. And as you start to get into the city, you don't think they see you. You kind of pass these two giants hugging this building, kind of peeking past, and when you get here, you see that the wire goes past a van leaking. This isn't coolant, this is something else, and you can hear one of the giants kind of stands up next to you. Let's see real quick. Yeah, he says, you guys need to hurry up and collect that waste. Whatever the portals are leaking, or it's making her sick. She's not laying any eggs anymore. And it's one of the giants that kind of walks out from around the corner from one of these buildings, kind of walks out from here and says it to like kind of commands these guys working and starts to walk back. And they kind of like make some fuss and start to hurry up. Would you like to go around the front of the building or the back of the building? Any specifics? Does it matter to you?
I would like to scope out the building in its entirety and then make a determination how I want to enter. Also, do I happen to see anything that, lays eggs?
Right now, from your perspective, no, but you did pick up a scan of some kind of weird animals.
Oh, that's right, we did.
As you're looking through here, you see one barbarian asleep with a pulse rifle by his bed. You get in here and you can see one barbarian playing like a slot machine, like a digital slot machine, and another barbarian sitting on a couch watching what looks like a Mexican soap opera from the 21st century.
Telenovela.
And then you keep walking, and then under here you see someone working in a truck. It looks like he's pulling out something from underneath the truck. You continue to walk around. As you get to this end, you see that there's sort of like a little junkyard of all the discarded cars they've pulled conditioners and stuff out of. And there's barbarians sort of standing up on top of them, sort of watching the forest, but they don't seem to have spotted you. Go ahead and give me another stealth check with all this movement.
Just out of curiosity, in spotting all these guys doing nothing, have I spotted any servers?
So, not yet.
Interesting. Do I have the advantage?
Yes, you're still invisible, yeah. You haven't
Okay.
you haven't attacked or cast a spell yet.
A 1 or a 17? Bless you. By the way, Shay, I'm going to need you to back off my die.
Huh?
Making me roll a 1. 32.
Okay. I
Sounds like you
can't
problem.
hit that even with a 20. So you are still safe. You kind of come up around this car with the visibility. You kind of find a way that doesn't step in any of the coolant. You're walking on these grates without making a sound, following the wire. And this energy this waste, you've seen it before. This looks like what some of the stuff when Bryn turns objects, especially creatures, living matter, into goop. It kind of resembles this. It's a little different, but it has that same smell that Bryn's gun kind of leaves behind sometimes.
Ozone.
So
Like when she antimatters?
yeah, when she
ozone
dissolves
shit.
thing, and it's not the initial smell, that ozone smell. That's the initial snap of the energy kind of popping. It's the after smell, the rancid sort of. It's not like a rotten smell. It's just like a visceral, acidic smell, chemical. It stings the nose, like a bleach.
Would you say that it's like Sex Panther by Odeon?
Yeah. I'd say it's a lot like that.
Stings the nose.
I said it the same exact way. I didn't even mean to.
Yeah. You said it the exact way. You Ron Burgundied my perception. Thanks.
But yeah, you do get that whiff as you walk past it, and it's unmistakable. Anytime you want to like teleport in this, when you see something, you can. There's a door here that you see into that leads to a room. You can hear someone eating in there with your perception. And if you get here, you can see there's two guys playing slot machines, and you can hear the sounds of a bath, someone having a bath. And as you kind of follow and look in, there is someone eating right here, pleb material, and no one is in view of him in that corner.
Okay. And the highlighted cable seems to lead to somewhere around the butt end of this building.
Yeah, in this building somewhere. It's connected in this building somewhere. There's a shut door. There's two shut doors in this room. You know the room behind. There's these guys. If you circle around and just continue to check out through this window, you see a big computer, a couple of towers. You're not sure if they're the servers you're looking for, but there's an android typing away on a huge console. So you also teleport through the window, gank the guy at the door. You do have somewhat of a hacking ability, so I think you could probably slip into the droid maybe and see what's going on there.
That sounded wrong.
Hey, you are Cyborg, right? Doc.
Can I do that remotely, or am I going to have to like jack in?
Jack in, yeah. You're gonna have to
jack it in there.
Or Doc, it's your choice.
Just awful.
It's not Elven tech, and you don't have Kronos' cool seed alien tech.
Did the cable go up to the wall and then enter the building, or did it seem to run up the wall and over the roof?
It went into the walling of the building. It's probably running through the walls. Or against
Okay.
the walls.
Fuck it. Let's start with the android. Poofity poof.
Poof. Clickety clack. Go ahead and give me a use computer check.
That sounds wrong in the context of docking and jacking.
Use computer? I think you're stretching.
Use it.
Reach.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Reach.
A 19.
19. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, 14 plus 1.
The engineer, like I said, isn't necessarily a very good one. So as you're hacked in, you can see that there's other androids. There's other units or modules, as they're called. There is 2 other right there, and 3 others. So there is a total of 6 mods, and they're all sort of working in the servers. And now that you're in here, Kronos could work on the other end to make sure that like nothing opens. If you guys want to get in, and you could assist each other. So one person, whoever has the best used computer, can make a check with advantage to get more information. But
I've got a plus 11
5...
for use computer.
Go ahead, you see the 5.
Yeah.
You also see that there is a host, and if you look at his location, he would be in this back building, and he's sort of the one controlling the dialing, and he's got all these droids except one, who's a medical droid, kind of working on the same task, which is trying to get this dial code signal strong and to make it consistent and stable. And it seems like, yeah, they're definitely trying to dial. Go ahead and did you give me the check, Kronos?
Use computer.
Yeah, with advantage.
With advantage.
Since Dis is aiding as she's hacking into the droid.
Alright, so 24, 13 plus 11.
Alright. 24. You do gain access to more of their systems, and you actually see what they're trying to dial, but you can see other things that have been dialed recently. It says also home server and stored. In the stored, there is one file. It's labeled Joust. home server anchored, made in 1975 by Steve Robinson, is the Revenge of Zorg. Is a home server, and when it says the way it says anchor, you're assuming that that's referring to actually Manos' anchor, his system. So that was probably at some point his home server, or this was at some point his home server. Castle Solitaire, Symphony of Delight, last called a couple months ago. Maze 2 Forgotten Son, last called a couple weeks ago. And then Lore of Legends, The Storm King, currently dialing. Maker is Zin Rena, and it's spelled Zinze space Rena. And there's
Zinzarina.
also Never Ending Quest 2. It says it has the same maker, the same person who published and made the game, and this server has been fragged. And there's a bunch of corrupted, destroyed data. Accessing the data would be hard. You'd have to get to the host computer. And
we're getting to the host.
You can definitely you can talk to the host right now. You are technically in contact with him, and he is not aware. Let me just double check. He's really bad, so he doesn't have very much pluses. That doesn't. Nope. 14 plus 2 is a 16. So he is not aware of your presence, Kronos. Either of you could technically.
Can I tell that there's anything else in the room with him?
Yeah, there's two other droids modules in the room with him.
Does Kronos have enough control to prevent the droids from acting if they perceive me?
I mean, possibly he'd have to take wrench control, so Kronos would have to give me a computer check. You could assist since you're right there.
Alright.
Alright, Kronos. So
Yeah.
here's my plan. I'm gonna big bamf up to the other guy
Okay.
and hit him really hard.
Okay.
But I
This
don't
green
wanna-
token right here?
I'm sorry, would you say that again?
This lizard folk token, you're talking about the host, this green token?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to do this in such a way that I don't bring down, hell upon us.
Uh-huh.
So if you can try to hold the droids in their current tasks, rather than letting them perceive me when I whack the shit out of this guy, that would be appreciated.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna go down in the fire demise, but sure, why not? Let's
Why
do
not?
it. Yeah. Okay,
Fuck
so
it,
yeah.
we'll do it live.
All right, so use computer.
Mm-hmm.
19 plus 11, so was that 30-30?
Yeah, and that beats his 16 that he's running with. So you do wrench control. Not aware that he's got them on autopilot, so he's not aware that there's someone watching and just ready to stop them. They haven't stopped doing what they're doing. You're just holding them to not act in the future on a trigger moment. So
Yeah.
he's not aware of anything. Dis, you use your
Yes.
500-foot teleport. The first thing you see is you're in sort of a small room with all these monitors and consoles, and you can see the two androids are behind you, sort of, or well, over your right shoulder, not necessarily behind you. Your back's to the wall, but to your left, you can see that there is a pretty long, tall lizard folk, kind of like just a big lizard person with a collar around their neck, and then collar around one wrist. These little lights on him, sort of like typing away at a console.
Okay. Does the collar, at a glance, appear to be like a restraining kind of controlling collar, or like something meant to assist in the interface with technology?
Give me You could use perception for this, yeah.
Yeah. 12 plus. Oh, 28.
28. The nature of this, you've seen similar neck braces and wrist bracelets like this. This isn't something super confusing. It definitely seems like it's for like internment. It doesn't seem like it's to assist in any sort of hacking ability. You're not exactly sure how it functions. It's got a couple like lights on it and stuff, and it's not super high tech, but it seems to be some kind of form of control.
Opinions.
Subdual
Do you need
damage?
me to reroll still? Yeah. Yeah, I guess. All right.
Yeah, you could
All right.
you could do subdual damage.
I will assassinate with subdual damage.
Yeah, you can. You can do that, and you can also, if you want to use a poison, you could use your drow poison because it doesn't hurt. That's what it's made for. So.
Cool.
Just
But
go
I
sleepy bye.
Only if
I
you
shall
want to
do
use it.
that.
You don't have to use it, but
I can use it. It's fine.
You have to
go
use
ahead and
it.
make an attack.
I'm required to use it. 14.
Yes.
14.
You have no choice.
28.
28 to hit. Yeah, you think you hit. And you think the amount of damage you do is definitely gonna put this creature to sleep. As it, how are you just gonna like hit it in the back of the head with like the butt of your rapier like you did before, or is there some other plan? Yeah, okay. So yeah, you just sort of like gonna come on the back of the head, and he sort of falls down on the console, and the other androids just keep doing whatever they're doing. There's not even a moment of hesitation.
It was 70, by the way.
Yeah, that's enough. He doesn't have much health.
All right. Are the servers here?
No.
Son of a whore.
There are two other modules on the system that you can access since you're in a room with the console. And droids looking around. If you look for the ones specifically working on servers, there's one here, and then there's one on this side. And since you're in this main room, you sort of got like a feed of the camp, and you can kind of see the villains that are in here. You can see the one in this main server room where like all the backups are. There's one guy sleeping, but then in the room next to him, there's a bunch of dudes playing in the slots. And they're all like gambling with each other. And then there's another dude taking a bath, and then in the other building, the similar scene: guy sleeping, couple people eating, dude in the bath. And you think that you get that the guys in the baths are in ice baths.
Okay. So the first place you mentioned, with the guy sleeping and the backups.
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Based on the distance, am I confident that I can stick it in him without alerting anyone else?
Yeah, the one guy sleeping.
Yeah.
So we're just not doing phrasing anymore. That's not a thing.
No,
Nope,
I didn't
apparently
know.
not.
And if that's within 90, I'd rather use my 90.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me a stealth check just to see if you can move. I'm sure you can, but
Nat 20.
yeah, okay. Yeah. You move around outside
Rude.
the building enough that you could see into this building, and you can either get in here and gank the guy in the tub first, let's move to the next room, or you could get to here and teleport in here and gank the guy in the bed. You get two
Let's,
or one, your choice.
Let's tub him first,
Okay.
and I'll slit that guy's throat.
Go ahead and give me an attack.
24.
24. Alright. So this is a minion.
Unless he's bathing in his armor.
Yeah, no, he's not. They, like I said, they don't have armor. Their armor on. They just have some light furs. Like they took all that scrap armor off, dude. They're like, fuck this.
Well, he's going to get much colder now.
I imagine you like just push his head under and then like slice his throat under the water. So, yeah. Anyway, sleep now. And there's another guy in here just zonked out with a couple air conditioners on the ceiling, just pointed directly down on him.
Oh God. Gross.
Poor sweaty bastard's just trying to catch some Z's. Die.
30.
Well, now he's catching lots of Z's.
Yeah,
Forever.
Eternal Z's
Catching
in the afterlife.
every Z.
All of them.
Doing good. So
He'll
good.
never let one get by again. So you, as you're walking from this room to that room, there is something you notice. There's a giant outside, sitting on a semi-truck hood, and he's sort of sharpening an axe. And past him, you can see this weird pen that's been erected with inward-facing top fences and barbed wire to keep things in. And
Oh no.
there are weird centipede kind of like creatures. They're probably from Maze 2 when you open the portal and all those weird insect creatures just spilled out into the world before the
Oh yeah.
caught sights on the frost giant and he used the polymorph and turned him into his true polymorph shit or whatever it was. Can't remember what I used. Let's see. You see another giant feeding these weird little centipedes something. You can't really tell what it is. It looks like some sort of cut up meat. You don't know from what. So that's going on just outside the building. But as you kill that barbarian in that bed, you don't think they're aware of your presence because they have negative ones to their awareness.
Cool.
So.
And I'm marking these locations kind of on our link
Okay.
so that Luke can do his magic, get here now shit to be able to investigate if he wants to. In that next room, is that 5 guys?
6. And there's a wall separating you and them that doesn't have a door. And then there's 3 doors the other way separating you from them. But they're all, you can hear them all being rowdy and like saying absurdities you assume in Goliath to each other in Giant.
Note for the future, Kronos, and this is telepathically, I'm not saying this. Note for the future,
No.
we need some like knockout grenades, like gas grenades.
Right. We
That
will,
would be- that would be a
we'll
real
have to engineer. And we'll have to engineer some of those. And that's it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Stun grenades.
No, I got flash, bang, frag, gravity slammer, incendiary, ionize. Yeah, I don't have anything good for that.
This seems to be a lot of servers. Some of them are connected. You think that the Never-Ending Quest server, or you don't think, you can see that the Never-Ending Quest server is here. Not the Lore of Legends, and not Maze 2, but Castle Solitaire Symphony of Delight is here, and Joust.
Joust! I fucking love Joust.
Yeah. Bryn has actually played Joust canonically and is really good at it.
I'm amazing at Joust! Okay, like side story IRL, that's like one of the few games I used to
love
play with
Joust.
my dad, and
Yeah.
I destroyed him all the time, and he would get so mad that this little like 9-year-old girl would just constantly make his guy riding an ostrich into
Shit
it.
and egg. Yeah.
And then I'd pick up the egg before he could get picked up by a hawk. It's great. The game makes no sense. I love it so much.
No. I still don't know how it actually works. I would just try to knock people off into lava. That's how I thought it worked.
I got really good when the lava hand came out and grabbed. I got really good at bumping my dad down so the lava hand would grab him and pull him in.
Nice.
I used to
Yeah.
fucking love that game. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's a good game.
It's so
Still don't
much fun.
understand it, but it's great. Yeah, so you're in here, and there's definitely those servers. But let's see. You could make it to the other one because you can see through here, so you could get out of the building pretty easily, like over here.
quick question. Those servers, if I dump everything out of my bag of holding, could I fit the servers in there?
You guys made room. You got rid of like all the armor and shit that was in there, I thought, and just had that at the base or gave it to the rebels or some shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think you have room.
Let me see here. Yeah, there's
And you also
literally
gave-
15 pounds of weight in there right now. So
Yeah, you also gave the magic weapons you had in there. You used that to trade the power armor. You gave that to the mute blacksmith lady who liked old weapons.
yeah, the only thing I have in here is like climbing gear, a laser pistol, and yeah, some
You could
potions. I
fit.
can
You could fit all the servers in here in your bag.
Okay. Other than the ones in this room, have I passed any other ones?
No, this seems to be a big collection of them. It doesn't seem to be the main room where they're accessing the other couple, but it seems to be a good majority of them.
Okay. Kronos, can you tell me, please, if I disconnect these, will they set off any alarms? Or are you able to shut them down in such a way that would keep me
yeah,
from
I'll,
doing that, plus not
what
lose
is
any
the-
data?
What does my connection say?
So when you're talking about disconnecting the servers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kronos, where you're at, you could essentially disconnect them so that Dis could store them in the bag of holding without corrupting anything or having to worry or making any rolls about damage or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
via
just want
computer.
some kind of network alarm or something like that.
Oh yeah. So there's no, from what you've been able to tell Kronos since you've had the highest checks with the computer, is there's no real security. This is done by someone who kinda knows what they're doing, and I think maybe they don't even really want to be doing what they're doing or don't know
Heavy
what
air
they're doing.
quotes.
But there's no alarm set or anything like that. It seems like Manos has abandoned this place since what happened here. Has moved on to other things for some reason.
Okay. All right. If you could shut them down, I'll stuff them in and proceed.
All right. Yeah, I'll shut them down so they can disconnect them and
Okay.
grab them so we can study them at our leisure.
That's easy enough for you to do. You're essentially just disconnecting them, so it's easy to do. Just you have the servers in your bag, and you can attempt to get to the other
Okay. Then I'll continue on.
room with the main ones.
By the way, Shay,
Be
sorry
this
this is
way.
boring for you.
No, it's not at all.
But
I'm
good news.
taking
Hey,
it
Fran.
in because I have a feeling I'm going to be very busy next time.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I found our home, or what's left of it. Yes.
So you said the person that was putting all this stuff together doesn't even necessarily want to be doing this?
Well, you can't really tell the work that they're doing. It's
Uh-huh.
haphazard. It's rushed.
Right.
They're forced. It's like they're forced to doing it. Like maybe they want the outcome of whatever. Because essentially what they're trying to do is, it seems like they're trying to dial their home. These giants don't want to be here, and they don't know how to do it. So they got someone who they think knows how to do it, and has forced that person to try and make something work, and nothing
Right.
has really worked.
Yeah. Could have been something that they kidnapped on someone that they kidnapped on their raids and are forcing to do shit. But we'll circle back to it. Promise.
I'm just thinking that might be our lizard friend that you knocked out up there.
Yeah, my plan. I don't want to verbally say my plan in front of Woodrow, so my plan doesn't get fucked. But my plan is to go back, grab the guy, since I can travel with up to a person. Is someone unconscious a willing person?
So the way I do that is if you knock them out with like subdual damage, they become an object technically, because they can't really be willing or unwilling. So for the purposes of that, like you taking a hostage, I kind of do it as an object rule.
Cool.
Unless they have some magic that prevents it or something protecting them or something that, yeah.
So you can just pick them up by their belt and carry them.
Because he
if
was
I have the
naturally a
strength.
willing, so he's willing for what you're doing. He just has no way of knowing because he's unconscious. So he would be willing. So I'm just gonna. It's just a yes essentially. There's just no
Okay.
way to ask him because he's unconscious.
All right, so he's my end goal, but first he's my bonus objective. First things first, servers.
Yes.
So in this room, when you're looking through the window, there's a barbarian sitting at a table, going over something. It seems like he's fucking with a data pad, trying to figure it out. And there's another barbarian sitting on a couch, sharpening his axe. There's a shut door next to him, but the door that leads into that server room is actually open, and you can see the droid typed away on the console from outside. So you can't bamf into this room, but the door is open. So you're within view technically.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see how stealthy your assassin is, guys.
Oh boy.
Heaven
This is
help
what you were
us.
made for.
I'm going in there. Do you need a new stealth?
Yeah.
I figured since I was closer. Would I like the 14 or the 19?
Either of those will work as long as you roll over a 19 total.
Well, 29, and my 19 is...
Yeah. So, yeah, you bamf in there, and you're kind of around the corner, out of view of the barbarian. If you want to stealthily shut the door, you can, or you could just start murking people, or just get the servers and bamf. Your choice.
You know...
Kronos would have to disconnect them again, but you just communicate. That's easy.
Based on what I just observed with the other ones powering down, is there an appreciable drop in noise when these things power off? One that is likely to draw attention?
Not one that's going to draw attention. There is like dyings of fans. Like it doesn't sound like my laptop's in there anymore. But with the amount of air conditioners that are spread out throughout the city,
True.
blasting air, they're not going to hear much.
There are a whole lot of fans running. Yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Kronos, can you shut it down? And can I tell which one or ones these are?
Yes, so this one is Maze 2 for God and Son. So it's still not the one they're dialing. And then Revenge of Zord, the Anchored Home server, is actually here.
Okay, so from the list you gave me off the top of my head, this sounds like all but one.
Yes.
Okay.
All but the one they're dialing. And there's essentially a backup of this board game that you're in from whenever it was like started to run.
Definitely, we definitely need that one. I imagine that would be very helpful.
If you could send the shutdown command, I'm going to start thinking about
All right,
where that
shutting
last
down
module is.
now. And I shut down the servers.
And then as you pull that out and sort of look in the systems, with just your passive and detection that you already kind of detected them, the last area that's running any servers is just south, and you did pass it. You saw an android in there, and there's definitely like a bunch of the server rooms and stuff. You don't see anyone in that room, but you have passed that one before when you were going this way. So you have seen it here, and you know that there's a couple dudes sitting around just like the other ones, watching TV, eating, and the guy sleeping.
But not in the room with the servers, is that correct?
But yes, yep. And you haven't alerted anyone yet.
I'm sorry, you faded out right when you answered.
I was just gonna say it's just them in the room, and you haven't alerted anyone yet, so you're all good.
Okay. Let's do that, and then I'll have one more spot to go to. And do you need another stealth?
Mm-hmm.
$14,
Yeah, okay.
29.
As long as you don't roll a natty one, you're essentially good. All right. So in here, you can locate the server and have Kronos unplug it. Essentially, you have collected all the servers that Manos had first, well, I guess Steve had collected and started nesting together for his little universe that he was building until Manos co-opted it. You also, when you're collecting all these servers, some of the stuff that you get Kronos while you're back up there and getting connected to all these, you actually find Steve's personal notes, which seem kind of odd as you start going through them, but we can save that for the start of next session when we figure out how you guys want to exit this and if you want to do anything about the barbarians or leave it how it is.
Leave them to suffer.
You could, yeah. It's up to you. Send them home, leave them to suffer, kill them all. Who knows? Find out next time on Dice, Names, and Dudes.
Well done. Well done.
Just to let you guys know, I need to check that guy's collar and bracelet to make sure that his head's not going to pop off when we take him out of this place. So it's not like a God, what was that Schwarzenegger movie?
Running Man.
Yeah, so it's not a Running Man prison kind of thing.
In my notes, is the collar from Running Man?
Yeah.
Question mark. Okay. There we go. In my notes.
Ooh, fancy.
Super fancy.
Awesome. All right. So, like I was discussing with Woodrow, and this will be a shock to Luke, if everything goes to plan, I will actually be traveling next Wednesday. So, I will let you guys know over this weekend as far as whether or not I'm going to be able to make it next week to Dice Names and Dudes. If not, then we will have a week gap again. Very sorry to the audience, but yeah, I would much rather not be here.
I fucking bet.
Also, to let everybody know, tomorrow, Sai and I will be on with Immortal Rising on their channel, hanging out, chatting about some cool stuff that's happened. We also have, for sure, we have Regen Friday because I need to do a Tidewater Comic-Con recap and show off all of my cool merch. We also are going to, hopefully, we're going to have Gib on to be able to cover Technomancer in its last 4 days before it leaves Indiegogo forever. And I was really, really hoping that this is going to get higher than where it is because Sandy and Gib are amazing people.
Yeah,
and this is going to be
fantastic.
such a cool book. And then, as if that isn't enough, Saturday we have The Little Mermaid, and Sunday we have Sam Jones Saves the Galaxy. So we are streaming every day from now until Sunday. It's gonna be fucking nuts.
And let me just remind everyone who Sam Jones is. Dun, 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 dun. Flash. Yes. Flash Gordon will be on Red Valkyrie.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Sam Jones will actually be on with us, so that's going to be super cool.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, some person. That is it. The Immortal Rising channel. That is where we will be hanging out. Should be interesting. Not entirely sure exactly everything we're going to be talking about or who all is going to be on, but it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure that you're tuning in to all things Red Valkyrie. I'm going to see if we're going to simulcast that as well. Just it would make sense. But yeah,
if possible. Cheese.
Yes. I said yes.
Yes. Yeah, and Flying Feline, thank you for putting Luke's merch link in there. Go and get you some Death Metal Hero.
Yeah.
And if anyone has the link handy to Shay's other channel, feel free to drop that as well. Thank you, everyone. Especially thanks to Woodrow for all the hard work that he has put in.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, given his eye issues.
Yeah. Making these
Your
maps
maps
is really
were-
taking a toll on my focus.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
our fault.
No, it was really awesome.
Drugs, please.
Oh,
Sorry, I had to.
And yeah, I'm totally sorry if this is us speedrunning this map, but yeah, it seemed
It's
the
what it was
way.
designed for. I didn't know if you guys were going to nuke it, sneak it, or fight it, so...
Yeah.
I mean, we usually just balls deep it.
Fight it.
And,
Yeah, we just fight it. we actually used our brains today. And abilities.
To be fair, Bryn was otherwise enamored with the new stuff that she got in her armor. So that's probably why this went stealthier than normal, because usually you guys are like, all right, Bryn, what do you think? I'm like, hit him with fire! And you guys are like, so we're not stealthy. Okay. Cool. What just happened? Oh, that's right. Shay just launched a fireball at all of the baddies that we were trying to sneak past. I'm like,
To be fair, you did have a vision of a second life,
I did.
so there was that.
I was otherwise occupied and a little bit really freaked out. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Sam Jones is going to be on Sunday. Sunday, I believe 4:30. I think I put it up on our thing wrong. I think I put it at 4. I think it's 4:30.
that's good.
It'll be fine.
That's
It's fine. I'm going to fix it.
One of these.
It'll be okay.
It says 4:30 on the schedule.
Yeah, so I need to fix it. I just
So wait,
made
is
these
it
blindly
4?
and wasn't paying attention. Is it 4:30?
Then it's right. It's at 4:30 on our schedule.
I need to fix the stream.
Fucker. All right.
Fuck.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to hold it until you end it.
Push it.
Ha.
Push it again. Keep pushing it until it does it. Damn it, now I want to play 60% of the time.